Nico!
Really well on that stuff, but now they've back. I don't know. System.
Good night, Seattle!
That's what Katie people do. Like with that awkward smirk.
Hey, it's Let's Go time. Oh, and the one thing I didn't get to check first, the microphone is apparently on. Well, I'm almost, it's so close to being on screen. We just have to lean a little bit. There it is. Welcome in, everybody. And by everybody, I pretty much mean Nico. Although it says I got 3 viewers. That's more than I would have expected because Mrs. Jedi will not be with us today. Not because she died, because as far as you know, she didn't. But because she has moved on to the final stage of her master's degree. She is now in a practicum, so an internship, although this one might actually pay her. They're still working on that because it's with the county and you never know how that's going to go. So she is off on an adventure today. That is why I am streaming at an off hour for me today. I drove her out to drop her off at this place where they're doing a little bit of work and a little bit of volunteering, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit I don't want to be involved. I raced home. I've got a solid 2-hour window where I won't be called to come pick anybody back up any place. So I'm streaming now, because otherwise I may not be home again till 5, 6, 7. I don't know when, but it's definitely not going to be convenient for my regular stream. So I'm doing it early. It was not an odd cover-up. I don't know what you're talking about. See, it's perfection. No one will ever suspect a thing.
You're one ugly mother mama.
It's a horrible taunt. Gotta talk to Sirenscape about those. So anyway, here I am. I'm streaming early today. Thank you for joining, Nico, and whoever the other two... Okay, I know who one of the other two is because I've got an alt who watches so I can monitor the stream over there. So there's one other person out there. Hey, welcome. Thanks for dropping by. Don't worry about chatting. well, it can be fun, but it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Do what you want. Just enjoy. I am here to do a little more of my SnowRunner today. I've got Pine Valley all loaded up. If you'll remember back to last Wednesday, I absolutely promised something which naturally I did not fulfill. So I just want to get that out there right to begin with. I had a problem where my good truck wouldn't connect. You could put the front end of the long log frame on it, but you couldn't connect the back half of the long frame trailer for I don't know what reason. I'm going to call it a glitch because it seems dumb that the truck would allow you to mount the front knowing that you couldn't connect the back. That sounds stupid. So I was going to go in, I was going to experiment with that truck, maybe with some other trucks, get things lined up, and I was going to have trucks sitting there ready to load up and roll. And so, of course, I completely failed at that. So, way to go, me. I got a trombone for that. There you go. So today's stream is going to kick off with me doing that little bit of experimentation. We're going to get a little look behind the curtain on how the hell this game wants to coordinate all of its stupid trailer junk and stuff. I don't know where my trucks are. The best route may be for me to go ahead and tow the extra trailer back to the garage to give it some quick connection testing right there at the garage, so I'm not driving all the way back and forth like I did last time. That way, if I have to go through a couple of combinations and permutations, it won't take quite as long because, I don't know, what else have I got to do? So let's flip over to the game screen. Let me make sure this is... Oh, look at that. It actually is reading correctly. I am open to multiplayer again today, so I've got what's probably the code down there. Oh, man, trying to read the code on the Steam Deck screen, it's really small. Technically, you can magnify. I wonder if I... No, it's registering my thumb touch on the blank screen because I've got to go into the HDMI. But it's not giving me the zoom lens like it does on the Switch. And I thought I'd seen it do it before here sometimes. But it's being a jerk today. So I think that's the code. If you want to join in, give it a shot. If it doesn't work, let me know. I can go to the party screen and let you take a look at it over there on screen. Worst case scenario, if you really want to join and that code's really not working, I can drop out and restart the multiplayer so I get a new code. But we'll worry about that when we get there. So let's open up today with first run over here. So there's my truck and trailer that aren't connecting. There is the truck and trailer that are connecting, but I would rather tow with the good truck and trailer. So let me hop into this one. There is always the remotest chance in all of hell that it will just suddenly connect today because it's a new session and maybe something that was gunked up before has gotten ungunked. I'm certain that it won't, but I'm going to give it a try just because I'm here. I don't think I could line that hitch up any better. And no, it doesn't even give the option. This is exactly how some of the farming trailers in Season 7 were glitched. It was just impossible to connect them. Now, I did connect the other truck that I got out here to this trailer, so I don't think it's a problem with the trailer. I think it's a problem with the truck. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and connect this by winch. There it is. And I am going to drive this whole Michigas back to the garage. And then we're going to do a little experimentation. So now it's entirely possible. Well, you know what? It's unpossible. At one point, I was concerned that maybe having all this extra stuff hooked up on the truck was putting the fifth wheel a little too far back, and that was interfering with its ability to connect a trailer. I don't know what's going on here with this version of towing, but it seems to be working, so I'm just going to go with it for now. I don't think this is the way it was designed to work, but it is working. Eventually it'll get caught on something and it should snap around the back, and then everything will be fine. Yep, here we go. I've got the correct truck, at least, for driving through some of this mud and stuff. At some point, technically, probably would have done better just to go ahead and make 2 of these long drives, because they're almost entirely paved the entire way, except for this little stretch here. And actually, the truck that I've got sitting over at the log station didn't do well through that leg, so and maybe it would, maybe it wouldn't. Tom Servo Crow, welcome in. 2 long drives take 2 minutes each. Yep, 2 and 2, just like the, what was that, Love Connection? I'm getting a... Oh, I'm looking at right here. All of a sudden, there's this real hard contrast between off-white and solid white. I'm trying to figure out what the hell is going on with my wall. For the record, that's actually a window over there. I think I've got my laptop and its cam directed a little farther over than I normally do, so you're getting a little extra view of Buttercouch today. So, congratulations. A little bit of window over there, too. But yeah, Tom Servo Crow, welcome in. I am streaming early today because yesterday, today, and tomorrow, my schedule is bizarrely full. I am finding that being unemployed takes 3 to 4 times as much of my time as actually being employed, and I'm not a fan of this. Part of it is because Mrs. Jedi now realizes that it's not like I got anything else to do, so I'm getting roped into doing a bunch of honeydews. But be that as it may, today, this afternoon, my normal 4 to 6 p.m. Pacific stream was going to be impacted almost no matter what. I just didn't know exactly where in that time frame, but I have 1 to 3 available, so boom, I am off and I am trucking. I've got a broken truck. I've got a glitched truck, really what's going on, so I am dragging this trailer back to the garage so that I can try a couple of experiments with this truck. If it doesn't work, then I'm going to need to swap it out for another truck that's going to be really good in the mud. In the mud and the deep water, because I need to haul 2 loads of long logs out. I've got 1 truck already loaded up at the logging station that can carry 1 of them, but it needs to be pulled by someone who's good in the mud, because it is not. I am running in New Game Plus mode, so I tweaked the settings a little bit. Number 1, it is always daytime. Screw SnowRunner nighttime. Saving that for my normal game playthrough. For this modded map, I got rid of nighttime. Among other things, it's much better for streaming. People can actually see stuff all the time. Is this where I turn? Oh man, it is where I turn. So you remember being applied so many in one day that your eyes hurt? Yeah. Don't remember how many places, but my eyes hurt. Yeah, in order to keep qualified for unemployment benefits, and I've paid into the system, so damn it, I'm taking a little bit of money back out of it. I typically do all of my required activities Sunday afternoon, Monday afternoon, so I throw out the quick and dirty applications to places that maybe aren't a good fit, and chances are I'm probably not even going to hear anything back from them, but they're at least in my proper field. And if they panned out, great, I would certainly take them, and I would be more than happy to get an interview for practice, but so far those have all gone nowhere. But then over the course of the rest of the week, interacting with recruiters, which is probably the way I'm going to end up getting another job, it's hard to fit that into one of the boxes that unemployment wants. So those are the ones that are my best bet, but I'm having to spend a bunch of time doing the other stuff that the insurance office can wrap their heads around. That's the stuff that gives you the eye and the brain aches and gets you kind of no results. At least in my field, being senior level stuff, it's kind of harder to come by that. In the interviews on the horizon right now, no. I did complete the project for what should have been my second interview. That's the one where they decided to change their mind and go with a junior developer instead because they're cheap, at least for this particular job. I finished it anyway. Enough. And on last Friday, I turned it into the recruiter that I had been going through for that one anyway. The notion was that, hey, the recruiter will take a look, and as long as there's something of value, keeping in mind that these are not software engineers at the recruiting house necessarily, so they may not know anything. But if it's something that they're going to take in their toolkit, and the CEO at the recruiting firm apparently chats with the CEO at this particular client fairly frequently, So they now have something in their toolkit when they have this casual chat saying, oh, hey, look, you remember that one guy we pitched your way and you gave him the project and then screwed him over? But look, he did it anyway. Look how outgoing this dude is. And it doesn't meet the letter of the specifications that they had provided, but it showed gumption and ingenuity. So I think that's what they're going to play off. And technically speaking, it's only been 1.5 business days since I turned it over to them. So I wouldn't expect to have gotten anything back on that, but hopefully that might actually lead somewhere. Hey, Killer's Road, welcome. Thank you for the lurk. I've been keeping an eye on your YouTube channel, watching some of those videos as they came out. Dig your stuff, man. Release my game, earn that income. What game? Oh, the Battleship one that I did before. Unfortunately, that's a licensed property. I'd have to give it a new name. Still working, almost. Nice. If they offer you a position, would I reject them? What, the ones that decided to go with the junior and they turn around and offer it to me? If they offer it to me as a junior, I would kind of have to turn that down. But yeah, if they offered me the job, sure, I'd go in a heartbeat. I'm not going to hold it totally against them for changing their mind twice. At least they changed their mind back the way I want to go. So, well, hey, thanks for lurking, keeping me a little company during my little earlier than normal stream today. I have a little experimentation to do with this bad boy. So that thing is always going to sit right there where the saddle normally goes. See, the saddle high sits a little farther back than the saddle low. And you can't have a saddle on here when you put that frame on because it takes the place of the saddle. But the other thing that I'm looking into is maybe having that spare tire and stuff up there might be interfering. So let me take that extra. I got spares everywhere. Okay, so that gets rid of that extra spare. The way that it's drawing out the truck, that shouldn't make the slightest difference, but the way that it handles it internally, you never know. So let's see. What do we have? Trunk repair supplies. Nope, that doesn't pivot far enough back. Does the miscellaneous? No. If the beacons are a problem, then we're just going to have to do this without the beacons. What I'm looking at getting at is whether that box with the 2 jerry cans right there is actually causing any kind of issue. Normally, I would expect that to go with like a miscellaneous or something. Extra backup supplies, but I'm not seeing that on any of these. Unless... Does that pull the box off? No, it doesn't, so I can leave those on. If I take off that spare wheel, nope, that box is still back there. As far as I know, the Savior is just the roll cage. And it looks badass, so that's staying on. Oh, wait, something came off here. Put that spare wheel back on. Oh, it needs the Savior in order to mount that extra spare wheel. Oh, that's interesting. Front bumper. Miscellaneous is just the beacons. So I think this is kind of as naked as I can get the back half of this truck. So really all I've ended up doing is removing the 9th spare wheel. I think it's... Actually, I removed 2 out of the 3. So I think there's one that mounts just under the frame, which also shouldn't have any impact. But you never know. So spin this back around. So now, if this doesn't work, I may go for his little brother, the 605. Because that one will do awesome in the mud. Nope. That's just not good. Big Sorrow. I think the only way that I can get there is if I sell off the Party Zix to have enough money to come get the other one. Are these in oh my god, they actually put these in alphabetical order? They did something useful? So where's... Oh, okay. Well, it was alphabetical. Maybe these are the things you have to unlock. So there's a second set of alphabet. There's the 605. What do we cost? No, you have to... damn it. You have to explore the world to unlock that one, but I'm on a mod map, so I can't explore the world. Screw the world is what I've just decided to say. There's another Zeg. So who's going to kick ass in the mud? I think this Tatra does pretty good. What about that one? Oh, so now I got to make choices. And how much is 202K? Damn it. The other alternative. Okay, we got to back up here for alternatives. Let me move over here. Let me see what I got in storage. The Voron. The Voron's not bad. It's at least an off-road. Oh, I got a surprise for you today, Nico. Yeah, screw the world is right. I didn't mean to lean in there. Oh, you know what? I've missed a couple of things here. Do I drink Slurpees often? No, actually, I do not. But I have historically. Limited edition Mr. Dew Pitch Black. And there are no 7-Elevens. Oh, that's terrible. Fun, very brief story. Every time Mrs. Jedi and I have moved, except for this most recent move, the nearest 7-Eleven has gone out of business and closed up shop within 3 months. It was the weirdest thing. Whether it was in Colorado, moving to Nebraska, or our first move to Portland when we were in an apartment for the first year. That first move to the apartment saw a 7-Eleven close, but when we moved to the house here, it's a little bit farther to the nearest 7-Eleven than we have been before, but that one actually has survived our moving here. It's the very first one. And for hydration purposes, on my race back home from dropping Mrs. Jedi off at her event today, I made a swing through the Starbucks drive-thru, hashtag not sponsored, hashtag wouldn't mind it, and pick me up a good coffee. So we are back to midday coffee because suddenly it is cold here. Current temperature is all the way up to 72, but it's in the 50s in the morning to start out. I actually have to put my socks on in the morning because I'm so cold. Can't wait till December gets here and I actually get to put my fuzzy slippers back on again. It's also odd how there are two not even a mile from each other on the same road, unless one of those... well, yeah, they were kind of Starbucks before Starbucks was that way, except that they don't open one inside of the other. Tell you what, we're going to bust this dude out of storage here. I need to use the correct maneuver to get it set up. This way it didn't cost me any money to buy the truck, so I might be able to do this without having to sell anybody. It's usually pretty important to put the snorkel on because I am willing to find water way too often. There's the stock. Oh, right before... Yeah, well, actually, while the countdown was running, I ran over and I grabbed my remote, just in case. Yellow. To match the truck, unless the truck color changes. But you know what? I probably was going to change the color. Oh, actually, it's almost kind of yellow right now. Oh, it works more good when I point it the right way. There you go. Just for you, Nico, I'm going to leave the truck yellow so that it matches the sign. How about that? Let's see. I want good mud tires on there. We're gonna go with these.
I want my $2!
And now that I did test. Because it is... Oh no, I put the wrong tires back on. And I can't move through this list quickly. There we go. Because what I want to get up here to do is throw those away so that I don't accidentally pick them, which I already did. Can't change that.
Wow.
Can't change that. Wow. Normally, I would invest in the winch, but my plan is to do a bunch of towing. I don't know which one's going to lead. Damn it. Okay, I'm going to spend the money momentarily on this one then. Do I want the spare wheel? You know what? Screw it. Throw a spare wheel on. You never know when I'm going to screw something up. Rooftop. I don't need that. Screw that. That's dumb. Now, beacons and fogs we need. Want to get the bumper that gets us the most out of the way. It looks like it's that one. Oh, the horns are free. I'm taking the horns every damn time. Chrome cap with beacons. They're little beacons. I don't think those actually flash, so those are no good to me. And the stock. Now, if we're gonna risk going underwater anywhere, we probably need the high set ones. There we go. Now it does have fun DLC available, but I'm gonna leave it yellow just for you, Nico. Turn on the beacons. Okay. Let's roll, baby. Oh, came so close to landing that one. Interesting. The drop high. Maybe because no one's actually landed in the last 24 hours. That may be why the drop high is not working. It's also entirely possible that parachute game gets a little flaky from time to time. Look at that. When you got a truck that isn't all glitched out, you can actually connect a stupid trailer. Okay. I have had decent luck with this Voron before. It is an off-road truck, and I now have the mud tires on, so we might actually be able to get out to the logging station. We're going to give this the old college try here. Oh, this parachute game is 100% rigged. You think that Pokemon game is full of lies and deceit. This parachute game, it's more random than random. It's so random, it's intentional. Just making stuff up. Never listen to me. Yeah, well, obviously, it's always KDP's problem. Fault. Whatever you want. Let me go ahead and put in all-wheel drive, just maybe we don't slide quite as much. This dude will actually drive the mud. He might be able to tow the other one through it so I don't have to go grab the Party Six. But offhand, I'm not really going to count on that. I'm probably going to need to bring the Party Six over just far enough to get these two through that one bog. If I had thought ahead, which is a thing I do not do, I could have just towed it behind here, or I could have had it do the towing in the first place on this round. There's a lot of things I could have done. I did none of them. This way, we're giving this bad boy a nice, thorough test. I want to feel confident that he can actually get himself through the mud, but I'm pretty doubtful he'd be able to pull the other one through, especially under load. Once we got all them great big toothpicks loaded up on both trucks, I don't think... Actually, at that point, I don't think this one even would make it by itself. But we'll try it out. The Zix is in the garage, so when it comes out, it will be fully reloaded with fuel, so it can do a little refueling mission, as long as it's on its way over to do some pulling. Yeah, this... I think what I'm looking at, as I've been noticing, a lot of these trucks only have the one suspension and the one engine choice. And I'm pretty sure it's because all of their additional choices are upgrades that you have to find on the regular maps. But when you're playing a modded map, you can't go to those other regions to go find that stuff. And New Game Plus mode here, I didn't automatically, apparently, turn all that stuff on. So we're stuck with what we're stuck with. He's kind of doing it here, although I think the other truck was kind of doing it until we got to about here. this one's still better kind of doing it. If I go down low and I put in the diff lock. Oh man, I wish I had a low plus, but I don't. Got a little extra winch, just to speed things along. He's doing better than I was worried. But there's no way he's pulling that other truck through here, even with the other one up and running and doing its best to try to pull through this mud. I'm going to try gearing up, build up a little speed, see if that's enough to carry me through. Did that help? That helped a little bit. I'm a little glad I put the snorkel on. I think the snorkel's helping. Okay, this is a victory. Not that I'm there yet, but just getting through the water portion is a victory. There's technically stuff I can winch off of through the mud here, so... I'm moderately confident we'll actually make it out to the logging zone. And we'll probably even get back this far. Or I'll even put the first one down into the water, and then things are probably going to go badly for it. But that's where Party Zix will come over and save the day. Once we're out of the water, then the two of these trucks shouldn't really have any other challenges the rest of the way back. I will put this one in the lead because I think this one has better tires. Even though we should be on pavement almost the entire way. And then with it delivered, we'll complete the lumber mill, and then we can turn around, bring lumber back to this map to finish off the trailer store, and that will be an amazing victory that basically wins me the entire game, is what I'm thinking. I like to think a lot of things. That's just one of them. I haven't used the Voron a whole lot in the regular playthrough, but this is now the second mod map in a row where I've ended up with one, and I've actually been pretty happy with it. Let's see. I'm going to stop the engine momentarily while I don't know, is strategize really the word I'm thinking of here? Yeah. Okay, in order to simplify things a little bit, I want both of these trucks turned around to start with. I want the yellow-orange one I'm in now to be the lead, and I want the orange-orange one to be the trail. So let me go ahead and see if I can find just enough path to get myself turned around over here without getting hung up on a stump or a tree. Okay, this looks passable. Got my sound cutting in and out, but the game is still running, so I'm going to go with that. Cargo management. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and load him up first. And get him pulled ahead. Shut him down. Do the same with truck 2. Let's get you some all-wheel drive. Turn my headlights on before I forget. Oh, now see, that's why this truck had so much trouble getting over here in the first place and ended up needing to be towed. He doesn't have beacons. This whole thing would have been a non-issue if he just had the beacons for safety. But he blew it. Okay, pull you up to right there. We're going to stop your engine momentarily. We're going to load you up. So, oh, right there in the top corner, I need 2 loads of long logs. I now have 2 loads all loaded up. I got plenty of fuel for the moment. I got the good winch hooked up here. X to turn on the trail truck. Headlights are on. Horn technically worked, but the sound cut out. Okay, there we go. Now I feel better about it. And both are running. Yeah, there's no way this train is going to pull through the mud. This is so heavy. But once we get to pavement, she's gonna handle like a dream. Monthly payments of only $95. This 1953 car could be yours in only 8 years. I'm not doing the math. On the stream there will be no math, so I have no idea whether that would be an appropriate payment for a car that long ago. I know it's not an appropriate payment now. Unless you got it real used and real cheap. Because, yeah, without any interest, it's only like $5,000. Which might have been enough. You know how many cars I bought in 1953? 0. Not a damn one. That's a little factor. That's to help KDP figure out exactly how old I am. You can now rule 1 year off. Not that KDP's here. I bet KDP's at work. I bet she works a morning shift just so she can then turn around and work the graveyard shift, just so that there's no risk of ever making anyone's full stream. That's my theory. But don't tell her that, because she's my nemesis and she'd just be mean about it. Well, we're going. Oh, hey, someone shifted. We made it to second gear. Look at us fly now. When we get to the pavement, it's going to go so fast that I'm going to roll the rear truck. And then have to bring out, like, the Aramatsu or somebody to come do pickup sticks. Again. Actually, I may still have the cat outfitted on the first map. I just bring it over. Let's see if we can make it through the little puddle. I have my doubts about it, but it's gotten farther than I really expected it to, so. And now we're gonna bottom out, aren't we? That, or it's also entirely possible, based on that bouncing, I may be caught on an invisible route. No, that looks like I'm pretty stuck. I'm gonna go ahead and... Did it... Wait, it instantly disconnected? That was rude. Now, while we're here, let's have a chit-chat about the winch pulling us sideways. And the fact that that's totes not cool. Okay. Oh, we're just in range here. Okay, we're driving, and the rear truck is driving, and I'm winching. Well, I was driving. Now I'm not driving. Let's see about getting old orange pulled as far forward here as we can. I need 4 hands and at least 3 thumbs in order to do this well. Okay, so I stop winching. He's willing to continue on. I know that I won't move much while I'm actively winching, but that's okay, because I'm actually moving a little bit. Now I've kind of stalled up, but that's still fine. I just want to bring that orange truck in a little. There we go. Then I'll go back under my own power here. Oh, no, that's a big rock. Don't drive into the big rock. just a hair. I think I got the rears stuck on that medium-sized rock. Yeah, hey, there we go, there we go. I still have zero faith in crossing the lake up there, but it would at least be nice to get it that far. I'm in low, so we're definitely not going to go fast regardless, but I think getting the diff lock involved here on the mud is really going to help. Okay, we're going up a gear. So yeah, now we're getting muddy. We're going down a gear. Okay, turn off the rear engine. Turn off this engine. Back to the garage. Oh, I've de-customized this guy, didn't I? Kinda don't want that. We can get rid of the log carrier, because the log carrier in this one's stupid. I want to put the low saddle back on because we're actually going to have use for this truck. No, don't need that. All of those are still on. The bumper, don't care. Still got the exhaust. I thought I dismounted. Oh, there it is. Yeah, I dismounted the spare wheel. I'm going to put that back on. Snorkel, we're good. Frame stuff, I think we're good there. I don't think anything else adds a little bonus supplies. That, do I want the loading crane? I think I actually do want the loading crane for dealing with the cut lumber. There we go. Okay, beacons on. So, while we got a little bit of a drive, I have seen the previews now of Season 11 on the public test server, a bunch of videos people have published. For a while, you could actually access it from Steam. They made that one of the beta channels, but for whatever reason, they stopped doing that, and it's now back to being an Epic Store exclusive. And I already own this game twice. I don't need to own it 3 times. And plus, the Epic Store is probably a little harder to get running here on the Steam Deck. So I don't have public test server access myself, but I've been watching a bunch of the videos. I've been trying to stay away from mission details, but I've been checking out the new vehicles. And there is a new Scout vehicle that is just this monstrous beast. It reminds me of the Ant-Art thing, except this one is actually a Scout vehicle. And it has what might end up being the best horn in the game. So I'm really looking forward to getting my hands on that truck. And then it's got some sort of like Indian version of a Land Cruiser. That's, yeah, it's okay. It's kind of like most of the rest of their Scouts, especially the Land Cruisers. I don't think there's anything overly special about it, but it's nice enough. It's always good to get new vehicles, and it comes with the Season 11, so you don't have to pay extra for it. The monstrous one, I already don't remember its name, but it's actually a licensed vehicle that you're getting as part of the season. And although I haven't seen announcements yet, the expectation is that there will also then be, a paid DLC pack that'll throw a couple more new trucks in. No idea what those might be, but I suspect more Kenworth and more Mack are probably on the way. Oop, I gotta put on my glasses to read. Angel Manic, welcome in. Thanks for stopping by. I am getting my snow runner on today, a little earlier than normal, because Mrs. Jedi has travel plans. She's off doing a thing right now, but it's in a part of town that technically neither of us have actually been to before, but it's out near the airport, so she didn't want to get out there and then park her car, because it's a terrible neighborhood, but she's perfectly comfortable being inside. So I have to go back and get her at some point And that some point would definitely be sometime during my normal stream time. But I'm not doing it now, so boom, I'm up, I'm streaming. Yes, it's freedom! Technically speaking, I could probably, well, what would have ended up happening? Normally I stream 4 to 6 Pacific time. And I think her thing is kind of supposed to maybe be done close to around the 4 o'clock time, and that already tells you really all you need to know about this. So in the end, it'd turn out she's actually done it 5. And if I had kind of gauged that ahead of time, maybe I'd leave the house at about 4:30, but it's going to be rush hour, so it might take 45 to 60 minutes to get all the way over there, because it involves crossing the river. God help us all when you gotta cross a river in this stupid town. So yeah, maybe I pick her up at 5, maybe I'm a little later than that, but then it's definitely rush hour, and it's going to take at least a full hour to get back. So suddenly it's 6 or after, so I've missed my normal stream window. And then I'm an old man, so I get hangry if, you know, I can't wait till 8 p.m. to eat, so I'd end up eating between 6 and 7 somewhere in there. And now I'm looking at doing my stream 7 to 9, 8 to 10, somewhere in there that wouldn't normally be horrible, but yesterday, today, and tomorrow, my unemployment schedule, I was saying earlier, is at least 4 times as full as when I was fully employed, and it's kind of a pain in the ass right now. But I don't have the time to stay up late like you young people. I don't know, as far as I know, you're all old people too. Maybe. I don't know. It's all the same to me. But yeah, streaming that late will probably not end up working well for me. If nothing else, now that Mrs. Jedi is doing her internship, rather than working an 8-hour job followed by 8 hours of classwork, she's actually got them combined into a single 8-hour block. Sometimes we can actually like watch some, I would say Netflix, but we've actually been watching more of the Apple Plus series right now than we have the Netflix one, which was totally unexpected, but Apple Plus is actually a lot cheaper too than Netflix, so that's been working out pretty well for us. So we might actually end up doing some of that tonight, unless we don't. I don't know anything anymore, so boom, I took advantage of my minimal freedom here in the middle of the day to go ahead and get my stream on. Just because my faith is slightly lacking in these slightly underpowered trucks, though they at least have the proper tires, but I don't think they have the proper engines. I'm going to go ahead and tow this one up this hill so it doesn't have to fight its way over all on its own. You know what, just so I don't regret it later, we're just taking this all the way out to the highway down here. Oh, that was a little worrisome. This way I don't have a long log towing a long log and getting a little too fast and risking tipiness. Because I don't want to have to go pick up things. So we're just going to go ahead and drag this bad boy right on out to the highway and get him all queued up. Because he is going to be the lead drag for the actual log delivery. Shut his engine off. Disconnect. Hey, good looking. I'll be back for you later. I'm so old that commercial is still fresh in my memory. And the really weird thing is, I bet they actually still make Mr. Microphone. Though I really don't know how many people have such convenient access to actually be able to use it like outside of their car, which is how they were using it in that commercial. We're running back for truck number 2. Truck number 2 is the one that was guaranteed not to make it through the mud, because it couldn't make it through the mud without logs loaded up. Everything got so heavy that, oh yeah, even the first one couldn't make it back through the mud with the log, so there's no way it was pulling the second one loaded up. I didn't actually want you to, no! Every time I hit the shifter, you go up. I want you to go down. So we pulled it. Near PDX, that's a drive. Have fun in that horrible, horrible. See, that's the big bonus I've got here is that she is out there with someone else from this county team that she works on who actually lives up in Beaverton. So she's catching a ride back to Beaverton with her. So I only have to drive that far back on the return trip. So we're going to bypass, in theory, all of the really bad rush hour stuff. But I am still faced with I have no idea what time that's actually going to happen, except that it will undoubtedly happen during my normal stream times. So at least I don't have to feel dumb that I went out of my way to stream abnormal hours to avoid the risk of not being able to in my real hours. And then it turns out everything's perfectly fine, because that's normally the way it works out. But I am guaranteed to be doing some level of driving between 4 and 6 today. Now granted, it's still going to be Tigard and Beaverton traffic at rush hour. I think I can stay off of the actual highway. Just take surface streets there and back. And the 15-minute drive should only take about half an hour each way. Because, damn it. Okay, Zixie baby. You're already doing better than the other truck. Through the morass we go. I like getting this top view so you can see where the tracks are. And that actually tends to be the better traction on these maps. Even though my brain keeps saying, hey, if you stick to where you haven't already dug ruts in the underwater mud, everything will be better. Turns out a lot of time it's not. Most of the time it's not. Because SnowRunner is a trap. Yeah, ouch is right. You know, back in like mid-2020, when no one went anywhere because of actual quarantining, driving the highways around here was gorgeous. Wow. You could actually go somewhere, not that there were many occasions to actually go somewhere, but when you needed to, you could just get there. And it didn't really matter what time of day you were doing. And now that we're now, and there's like almost literally nobody works downtown anymore at all, so there shouldn't be downtown traffic at rush hour. It's all there. And like everybody between Vancouver and Salem want to work in each other's cities, so they drive through the middle of Portland to go back and forth that way, but no one actually stops in the middle, but they definitely plug it all up. Oh yeah, it was our trip to Seattle a few weeks ago. It took 97 minutes just to get to the state line, and it's only 15 miles from my house. But we including interstate bridge over the border. Technically, we had to cross 2 bridges, and it was glacial, and that was at 3 in the afternoon. I dread how bad it would have gotten by 5. There were very few really nice things about living in Omaha that I could actually find myself missing. The abject lack of that kind of traffic was one of them. Okay, I think I left the other truck running. Nope, it shut off. Maybe it never started in the first place. Turn off. Okay, it is running. And I just hit the wrong button. Damn it, I just disconnected. Okay, we'll try this again. Turn off engine, so engine is on. We're moving. We are rolling lumber, people. I will leave all-wheel drive on, as long as we're on the dirt. Because all I need is to get my slip and slide going. And with this much load going and the slightly underpowered engine, you could probably use the extra bit of grip. Once we're to pavement, though, smooth sailing. Nothing could possibly go wrong. But Nico, I'm guaranteeing you, only 2 minutes from this point. Only 2. Luckily, there is a trailer store conveniently located on the other map for dropping these trailers off. Honestly, at that point, I may as well go ahead and sell them back just to get the cash in hand. I might even consider recovering both of these trucks and selling them off to bolster my cash supply. Albert, future me problem. Not going to worry about that right now. We got some time to invest in dealing with that because I've got a small handful of other trucks already out there, but I think especially this Voron might be one of the better ones. The next dude back, I already can't remember what it is, but it's not been doing me terribly well. If I can stay on surfaces like this or better, it does just fine, but yeah, it's not geared for the mud at all. So I'll have to take a survey, see how much stuff. Holding me accountable for those words, that's right, you do that. I want my 2 minutes! I'll have to invent that movie quote. Guaranteed 2 minutes. Here it is. God, I hope we make it to pavement in 2 minutes at this point. 2 minutes, $2, 2 days, 2 trucks. They're all the same thing. Well, here we go. We're coming down the hill. 3rd gear, everybody. 3rd gear. Hold on to your pantalones. 4th gear. We're invincible. Oh man, if I had a high gear, I would use that right now. Because it might actually help us pull this hill. But I don't, because I can't upgrade the transmission on this truck. So that gets us back to maybe I sell a bunch of these off. The one that my dear heart is missing is my Taiga. I don't remember if it's because I did something unfortunate with it, or if it's one of those that's gated off. I thought I made Russian trucks available here in Pine Valley, North America. But if that's one that by default in the game is locked off until you complete the Tamir mission to recover it, then I think maybe that's why I don't have it. Maybe it's totally inaccessible. Because I love my Taiga. I just love it. I will have other favorite trucks that I kind of put into my rotation ahead of it, but I always end up coming back to it. I just can't quit you, Taiga. I'm so confused about whether it's Taiga or Taiga that I tend to go back and forth, I've noticed. Because it seems like every couple of streamers, they say it differently. Not that it really matters much. Oh, okay, I had a tiny blurb in stream health there, but everything seems to have greened back up. I didn't see the nut like this kid, so that's a really good start. Ooh, hey, you know what? I didn't steal any fuel from the Zix. But I could have Dan up here go ahead and refuel these two while I'm coming by, and this won't cost me any money like the gas station. Yeah, change truck. Hello, Dan. Refuel from the massive 5,000 liter tank. Let's fill you up. Change back over. Pull you ahead. Oh yeah, the Step. You know, actually, the Step is a really underrated truck. And I think it's because it got added in a late DLC, so it hasn't gotten used as much. I'm having problem with this one as is because I don't have the upgrades that it needs to really make it good. I'm going with a near vanilla level version of it, and that has been causing problems. But when you've actually got the good upgrades on it, oh wow, he was almost out of juice. It's actually a pretty good truck. I almost feel a little bad that one I'm definitely going to be selling off. Okay, let's reconnect. It's already up and running. Do I have headlights? No, I got headlights. We're moving. This also, on pavement, already feels much faster than it had been. Oh yeah, we're up to 4th gear. 5th gear. We are literally unstoppable. I promised 2 minutes. I know. Just 2 minutes, Nico's all I need right now. 2 minutes. I'll be there in 2. 2 minutes. Tops. Never any more than 2 minutes. It's only 2. You'll be fine. Nope. Hey, XC, welcome back. Remo got a... Ooh! Another mod. Oh, mod award? Nice. Sliprock Peaks. Oh, man. I did go out and I subscribed to that other one that you brought up last time. I have it set to download, but I haven't started it yet. But it is queued up. It's on my list. Actually, you know what? It may have pulled it down onto this deck that I'm playing on, but I haven't started it yet. But that 4-map section, yeah, I'm definitely doing that one after I get a little more done here on this set. Counting down. Okay, I got 2 minutes. Starting now. It's only going to take me 2 minutes, Nico. Just don't even worry yourself about it. Don't even look at your watch, or your computer, or your stopwatch, or your sundial, or whatever you're counting it on, because it's not going to be a problem. It's 2 minutes. Easy peasy. What did that name go? Sliprock Peak. I like the name, at least. That one already sounds good. That dude could make a good mod map. I would like to get into mod mapping as well. I've got one avenue where, in theory, I could do it. Because I've inherited my old MacBook from my prior job, and it's old enough that it has a boot camp partition, so I can load up Windows stuff on there. So I could get to the editor, but I'm so terrible at having the time to do any of that stuff right now. Sundial. Oh, okay. Well, good. Why do people really wear watches today? Just to be fancy. That's why I watch this. I think we care about time a little too much. Well, that I'm willing to agree with you on. I posted the August mod creator Z2 and Iceberg took vehicle awards. Yeah, I've got a couple of vehicles that I've got subbed, but I haven't pulled them down because most of them are unofficially licensed, so they get locked out from the consoles, which means console players I can't multiplay with. So I've actually stayed away from those, but I know Ranger makes some great ones. I follow a couple of streamers that use a ton of theirs. I don't know who makes it, but someone made a Kenny C that's way more versatile and technically overpowered than the official Kenworth that they put out in the last DLC pack. That one I really like the look and the sound of that they got put together. But yeah, unfortunately, with the exception of the money trailers, those I have had on this machine, but on a different map, because I forgot to give myself any cash when I started the mod, and it was one of those that gives you a grand or two sometimes here and there, but 0 XP. So I needed a little bit of boost there. But otherwise, I guess I'm happy struggling with some of these underperforming trucks. And then when I get tired of it, then I bust out a Zix and kind of balance my karma, I think. Yeah, so good. Saber. Oh, yes! That's right. I did hear that somewhere, that Ranger got involved in working on the Mastodon. I do love, especially with that pink party camo, the Party Zix. I just love playing with that truck. It's probably going to fall into the same category with the 605R for me. It does so well that it doesn't necessarily make everything easy, but it makes everything easy enough that I feel a little guilty about using it all the time. So on my regular plays, I'm actually largely sticking with my Taiga. Bust out the Mastodon every once in a while just so I get to drive it around since I did pay cash for it. But here on the mod map, I'm not as opposed to it. Except for the fact that it had the problem where I couldn't connect the long log trailer to it for unknown reasons. So that's why we got the Step and the Voron out. Look at this, Nico. We're less than 2 minutes from the gateway here. And then after that, it's only 2 minutes. We're gonna pull a little farther ahead. I don't know whether it matters that you have the towed vehicle inside the yellow box. It's not supposed to, but I've run into so many weird behaviors when you've got either stuff hanging from the crane or being towed behind you. Usually it goes through the gateway, but sometimes it doesn't. Yeah, that is a giant gate zone. It's almost like they intended for you to pull a road train through it. This looks like we're pretty well overlapped here. I'm not moving until I got the beacons on. Safety first, everybody. Winch up. Turn on engine. Boom, we got it. Sound the horn so everyone knows we are moving. Okay, Nico, set your sundial. 2 minutes. That's all it's going to take. Look at that, I'm already in second gear. This is the map where I'm going to find a way to roll one of these trucks. Because that is the way. Didn't mean to turn crazy wide there, but that's really as tight as that truck seemed to want to take that turn. But we made it, so I'll take it. 2 minutes and counting. Good call, Nico. So all we need from right now is just 2 minutes. I'm in 5th gear and going slower than 2nd. But that's okay, because lumber waits for no man. That's the saying, isn't it? Swinging wide is good. I meant to go a little wide just so that I didn't cut that rear truck too tight, but then all of a sudden I've got the wheel cranked all the way over to the right, and it's not really turning so much anymore. Maybe a little heavy in the butt, and those front wheels weren't grabbing right, but that's okay. Yeah, that winch line's a little longer than I normally run when I'm towing, but I only have one other 90-degree turn to make, and that's right there at the garage, so it will be exciting to see if I can screw that up in the final seconds or not. And if I do, the garage is right there for pulling out the truck. I've got one truck that's already got the logging crane mounted on it, so we can just buzz it right over and fix everything. Right as rain. It'll only take 2 minutes. Okay, you know what, Nico? Now that we've made 2 minutes a thing somehow here, I'm gonna need to find a way to integrate that. Some sort of video. I need a video collection. I don't have many. I've got driving. Anniversary was one, but I'm only really going to run that. Well, I was going to say only once a year, but I guess I got some other anniversaries that I could run them for. Yeah. His lake areas. Oh, yeah. I think it's cool when an individual mod maker has a signature somehow. So yeah, if all of his lake areas are the same, that's very cool. 2 minutes to perfect it. No rush. That's, oh God. Now I got 2 minutes to make a 2-minute thing. You sound like all these interviews that I've been getting. Hey, do a 4-hour project, but if you could turn it in this afternoon, that'd be great. Don't remember how 2 minutes started. I think it would say it'll take a few minutes doing something. So I joked. Counting 2 minutes, yeah, that does sound right. And honestly, it may have only been just last week. It feels like it's been a lot longer, but it may have only been last week. I think I was talking about this particular trip. I think it was only going to take me 2 minutes to drive the Zix from the garage over to pick up the logging trailer and get it out to the logging depot there. And then we were going to load up, turn around, and then it was going to take however long it was going to take to get back from that. And it was going to take longer than 2 minutes anyway, but that's when I got the Zix over there and discovered that it would no longer hook up a trailer. I don't think it'll hook up any trailer at all for some reason now, so I may have to sell that Mastodon and rebuy it in order to get it to unglitch itself or whatever the hell's gone wrong with it. But I'm pretty sure that started the 2 minutes, and then as things just kept snowballing the wrong way, I think you kept throwing 2 minutes in my face, so I just kept throwing it back at you, and now it's a thing. So, congratulations. You're a bad person, Nico. Bad. But you'll notice that you haven't been banned, so I guess you're not that bad. Yeah, I'm in 5th gear. I am glad that I stopped for the fuel, because I have a sneaking suspicion I would have run out about 90 yards short of the destination if I hadn't stopped to do the refuel. Throwing something stupid into someone's face, absolutely never. At least Tay isn't here to throw something weird in my face. That statement alone would get weird with Tay around. Are you bad or stupid? I don't think... Trust me, from personal experience with the world, it is entirely possible, if not likely, to be both at the same time, but I'm only going to give you bad. I don't think you have any reason to be stupid. And you can prove me wrong if you want to. I don't want to impinge on your freedom that way. Oh, hey, look, extra fuel just in case I needed it. That truck I like. We should have used that one more. Maybe I've been using that one more because it's my... You've run out of gas somewhere dumb. At least this truck can get to you to refuel you type of guy, so... Good thing he's over there. Tay would turn the whole conversation upside down, inside out, and then off on a tangent. 5th gear at that speed. I'd hate to be the mechanic working on this engine. Oh God, that is true. Yeah, I don't... No. Oh, hey, actually, I can downshift to 3rd. One of the things that I'm going to go so far as to say excites me the most about expeditions coming up is the manual transmission. You want to go into 3rd gear right now, by God, it is your God-given right to do it. I don't know exactly what the interface is. Boom! You're in 3rd gear. I hope you could strip gears and blow out transmissions and strip differentials and all kinds of cool stuff. But yeah, I really look forward to the ability to actually be in the gear that I think I want to be in, even if I'm wrong about it. 'Cause, I kind of like the shoulder button lets you shift early, so you don't get stuck where you completely bottom out and then have to turn around and start over in 1st gear. But it's a little wonky sometimes about whether it wants to go up or down and just how far. I'm missing the upgrades that let me change the transmission to anything else, so this truck is stuck with this one. Although this is 2 full loads of long logs and a winch situation, so not a surprise that it's doing badly. We are going to be clever. We are not going to make the 90-degree turn. We are going to cut this turn a little short and hope we make it. My number one technique in SnowRunner is never look at the thing you're towing if you're worried about it. Because as long as it's not on screen, it gets a simplified version of the physics engine. And that actually makes it less likely for something bad to happen to it. Boom, there it is, no problem. That especially goes for that really annoying red 2-slot sideboard trailer. That thing just goes ape on you when you're looking at it. But if you just close your eyes, stare straight ahead, zoom in on your cab, it increases your odds of survival by about 50%. I learned that. I tested the crap out of that in Yukon, where one of that gold mine up on the hill where you start to get the snow. It's got a couple of those crossings that dip over heavy to the side. And I was trying to pull cabins, nice high-set cabins in that little trailer behind me. And when I could look at it, I would dump it every single time I tried passing through there. But if I zoomed in on the cab and pretended like that trailer didn't exist, suddenly I was making it half the time, and I couldn't tell that I was taking any different line. But I do know for a fact that they simplify the engine and what applies the physics to it when it's off screen. I'm positive that helped out. And if it was a placebo, and I was just suddenly better when I was laser focused, screw it, we'll go with that too. Cargo management, one long log. Oh crap! You know what? I should have a lightning bolt sound effect. Let's see. You know what? Screw it. I'm gonna grind everything to a total halt. Well, okay, that page has to reload with all the sound effects. There we go. Sound effects. Lightning. That... here, maybe... What's this? Here. Stop engine. Apply brake. Change truck. This one is still running. Headlights on, because that's as close as we've got to beacons. You can see where I've done my medium logging already on this map. Nope. That's the old switch buttons are backward issue. What do I gotta click over here? Here we go. Two deliveries. And then there's the fireworks. Oh my god, I completed a contract. I couldn't manage to do that last week. Last week I kept getting stuck with one thing after another that just wouldn't run correctly. So I now have access to the lumber mill. 2,000 XP, $0. That's a little unusual. Unfortunately, that's the reverse of the Krokodilsk map, where it was usually the other way around. Is my lightning now stuck on? Do I have broken lightning? Yeah, that's fine. Maybe that's a soundscape instead of a sound effect. That's okay. It warns me of the storm coming. Stop that engine. Okay, yeah, we definitely have lightning a little too on. Where are you? Oh, there you are. Boop. Okay, now it's off. Yeah, definitely top heavy. Taking one of those cabins in a 2-slot bed of the A&K. Oh, with the raised suspension. Yeah, I had one cabin in the 2-slot bed of whatever I was driving, and one in the trailer behind it. And the one in the truck it didn't have a real problem. It stayed put, but yeah, that trailer was always giving me problems. What do I want? Because I know that it's out, I am gonna go grab my Zix. Cedar Ridge the one that I want? Yes, it is. Here's the Zix. I left it parked over here on the other map because I was thinking I was going to need to drive to pick up the trailer at the not yet functional trailer store to take it back over, but I already did that step. So I can just recover this over, and oh god, it is so nice to be playing this on the Steam Deck where that map load doesn't take 3.5 minutes like it does on the Switch. I love my Switch. I love playing the games on the Switch. It is so convenient. And the fan is so much quieter than it is on the Steam Deck, but it is not a powerhouse. I need to retain you away. I need to go back to this map. I need to zoom in on this garage. Oh, hey, this is where my other Tatra's been hanging out. Yes, I am playing this on Steam Deck right now. Sometimes I try to actually change my Twitch tags to reflect that. Today, I got home from dropping Mrs. Jedi off, and I got back here with about 7 minutes to prep to try to keep to an on-the-hour start time, so I forgot to change my tags, but yeah, normally I would do that, but I am playing on Steam Deck right now. This particular map is actually not available on the Switch through the mods. Most of the vehicles aren't, because all three of the console platforms tend to block out anything even remotely licensed, even if it's looking like a licensed vehicle. But the availability of the maps on the consoles depends on the map's author. Older maps that were built before the Switch mod was even available as a choice, and some of them even still didn't pick it until the mod engine was actually deployed to the Switch version of the game. Anyone who built their maps before that haven't gone back to update them is just not available on Switch. Some of them don't bother rebuilding it at all for the Switch. I haven't run the map building tools, so I don't know if there may be some scenarios where you're told that the map is too big, too hard, too whatever to support Switch. So if that's the case, I don't blame people for saying, you know what, screw that platform then. It's a baby platform that no one uses. I use the baby platform, and I'm fine with that kind of being the base decision. So I'll find up. But yeah, this runs great on the deck, and I've got it running to a 4K monitor right now. I don't know offhand, because I haven't spent the time to really tweak and investigate it, whether it's actually driving this monitor at full 4K or not, between the game and the deck itself. In theory, it's supposed to be able to, but I don't know how well these two coordinate for actually doing that. I do know that for the stream, the capture card I'm using is only going to go to 1080. And I think my stream itself may only output at 720p. Well, actually, you know what? It might do 1080 now. I'm not positive. I think I've been an affiliate long enough that I've gotten some of the extra perks unlocked just by virtue of being on for enough time. But I wouldn't put it past me to have been limited to 720 earlier, so that's where my settings are set. And now I'm eligible for 1080, but I actually have to intentionally pick those to get active. I just honestly haven't paid that much attention. Here we go, trailer store. Wow, it actually picked the mission that I wanted. That's unusual. Oh, hey, you know what? I actually remembered to put the loading crane on this thing for a change, but it looks like I'm not going to need it. Oh, look at this. Thanks. Ooh, hey. Only 60 of each type available, so they are limited. I bet I'm not going to need anywhere near 60. But there we go. Okay, Nico, set your sundial. Once I get past these trailers, in case I have to back up, it's only going to take me 2 minutes to get back over to that other trailer. So there we go. Just push it. I wouldn't put it past them to do upscaling instead. I do note that when I fire up the Switch hooked up to this at 1080, I do get an on-screen notice from the monitor itself saying, hey, you know, this would probably work better if you did it up to 4K. And my answer is that would be awesome if my Switch would do 4K. Rumors are still persisting that the Switch 2 will. Maybe holiday season next year. Fingers crossed. Hey, Miss Silvermoon, welcome in.
22 superstar, Mr. 22
Oh, I almost went for another superstar, but it went to the loved one there because I lost track of how many of which icon you're using today. Oh, one of each.
Superstar.
Way to go. Hey, how am I? I am doing well today. I'm actually streaming early. I am streaming during your time slot, Miss Moon, since you're currently off on Wednesdays anyway. I hope you're doing well. Hope to get to see you again tomorrow. If not, I have so many things that I have to do as an unemployed person that I've probably got most of my tomorrow booked anyway. Ooh, hey, as long as I got to drive here anyway, what do I have booked for tomorrow? Tomorrow morning, 5 years ago, it was actually pre-pandemic, we used to have these non-native invasive species trees that all of the home developers loved putting in because they kind of provided decent shade and they required absolute minimal maintenance. But they had balls, but they weren't just balls. They were these nasty spiky things. And they would drop continuously throughout the year. It's not like they were just seasonal about it. There would be these horrible, dried, gnarled, spiky balls that would fall everywhere. And when we had a dog, they would get caught in his fur all the time. And our dog was a maniac, so he would always be trying to eat the stupid things as well, and he'd get horrible stomach upset from it, and everything was terrible. Everyone complained to the HOA. Even the state, and this is a nanny state that loves trees. Even the state agreed that yep, they were a non-native invasive species. So normally you need an act of state-level Congress to take down a tree here. For these, they said no, you got no problem. You can take them all out if you want to. So the HOA finally agreed to actually come in and chop them all down at HOA expense, which meant it came out of our HOA fees. But surprisingly, they didn't charge us an assessment for it, so I was good. So they came in and they started cutting them down. And then all of a sudden the HOA noticed they were kind of running out of money, so they stopped. We were the third to last tree, the one out in front of our house that they chopped down. So we've had these little stumps sitting out there for 4 or 5 years now. And one of them they had actually treated right after they cut it down to help kill it a little faster, but the other one they didn't. So we've got this one stump that's been in this really weird, nasty state of decay for about 1.5 years. But the other one's still just a good solid stump. So where the story is leading is finally the HOA has built up enough money again that they've hired probably a different tree company to come in and actually grind out all of those dead stumps. And we have no idea what the HOA does anymore because they don't publish their minutes anymore. In fact, they did such a bad job that we have replaced them this year with a new HOA maintenance company. So I'm hoping that when they have the first of the big semi-annual meetings, they'll actually tell us what's going on. But I think what's happening is they're finishing the first phase job and getting all of those stump pieces removed. And then they'll actually start removing all the rest of these god-awful, horrible trees. So tomorrow, the 2 stumps out in front of our house are finally on the slate to be removed. So I need to be up early to get out there and remove our vehicles from our driveway because they have this tracked vehicle that needs to be able to drive up over the sidewalk. And in one case, it needs to get up our driveway onto the grass to come in the backside of this bush where this tree had been growing in order to grind it out there. So they need access to our driveway. So I got to move my cars out kind of early in the morning. And then Mrs. Jedi, conveniently enough, has a doctor's appointment that, once one car is parked out on the street, the other one we're just going to go and leave for her appointment. So that kind of works out well. But that's going to burn the majority of my morning. And then when I get back in the afternoon, our cable internet bill has reached the end of its promotional state. And I have been trying to call in for 2 months now, about every 2 weeks, to get onto a new promotion. Let me catch up on XC's chat here. How round were the stumps? Could have turned them into roadside stools if they were large enough for early morning. Actually, for one of them, that probably would have worked, except they cut this thing off low. Honestly, it was too low to really be useful. And it's also the one that's back behind the bush, so people would have to wander past our cars and across some of the small grass area to get there. The other one was in a good place for it, but that's the one that rotted badly. We definitely don't want anyone sitting in that because it has phone, cable, and electrical, and, oh God, does that one have the water access to? It's got access to all kinds of underground services right there. around that rotted stump, so I'm a little worried about what might be going out there. This company actually did call in the underground service marking service, with service in the name a few more times, to put down lines for all of the stuff is under there. And there are 4 different colors of line that they've drawn. So that one may be a challenge to get out. But yeah, not a bad idea, but I think there are a couple of reasons that it wouldn't work. But now finally we can just get rid of the whole stupid thing. We zero-escaped one side of our driveway because the HOA provides the sprinkler services, and those things are always broken and they never got around to fixing them properly. So the grass kept dying on one side, so we just zero-escaped it. The other one with the solid stump, that one actually has real grass in it, but not much. In the green lines, I think green is sewer. No. I live on a almost literally 45-degree angle hillside, so the sewer lines actually don't run directly under the streets. They run below house level, but above the next street down. So luckily the sewers aren't impacted there, but it also means that the manhole covers, the manhole cover itself, if you're standing on the street, sits at about head height, so you have to climb up the hill if you need to get into the sewer. Or they have little access hatches down at the bottom base of each house, so that if you have a sewer problem from within your house, you actually have access to the line for running chemicals and that stuff. It's kind of a neat setup, but also if you have a problem with it, it's probably going to double the cost of any repair. So we've kept our fingers crossed on that. Orange, blue, yellow, and white, I think are the 4 colors. I don't know. I know one of them is natural gas, and I know one of them is electric. I know that we've got cable running out there, so that's going to be one of them, and I already don't remember what the other one is. My HOA dues are semi-annual. We used to, when we lived in Nebraska, we actually lived on, well, it was a public golf course. It was actually owned by our HOA and operated for the public. So our HOA fees, we only paid annually, and I think it was $70. Because proceeds from the golf course actually are what paid our HOA dues. It was awesome, except for the occasional golf ball that would hit our roof. We were kind of on a cul-de-sac that was candy cane shaped. We lived on the inner portion, and there was a ring of houses all the way around us, and then the golf course went around the outer ring of houses, and people would still put golf balls on our roof in the middle of this. They were that bad. Blockage in the outline, yeah. The guys with tracking radar, go figure, it was 8 inches inside the property line. There you go. Yeah, I have a very strong suspicion that if it's anything between, say, a toilet and the main sewer line, it's going to be our responsibility. If it's in the sewer line, then yeah, that's on the city, but anything else, it's going to be on us. But so far, we've avoided that. 1 medium plank, 2 regular wooden planks, 2 missions in a single episode. Fire off them fireworks. I have a trailer store. You have a trailer store. You have a trailer store. 0 XP, but 16 grand this time. That's a fun trade-off from the last mission. I like this step deck because it's really handy for balancing extra cargo up on that nice wide square step. So I'm going to hold on to this one. That little dude over there, and by little dude I mean that curtain side scout trailer. That one is part of a mission. I think it needed to be delivered to the trailer store, but you couldn't do it until the trailer store existed. Let me go look for that real quick. Didn't quite make it. Nope, not that one. Mountaintop. No, that can't possibly be it. No, that's just drive up there and look. That one's a concrete slab. You're out. That's solar panels, so that's kind of cool. Consumables and junk. That's a whole bunch of cool stuff. That's this. Oh, yeah. This map is so cool. It uses all of the weird custom cargoes from all the various DLCs. That one wants a cargo container. That one, oh god, more long logs. Oh yeah, that's the bridge I ran into very early on out here. And I thought, oh crap, it's not built. I had to turn around and go the long way around. Okay, we're gonna save that one for now. Logger down. That one needs a Freightliner that is apparently on the other map. So what am I... Oh, just find the old mine. So what am I supposed to do with that one? The old tuning shop. That wants a bunch of junk. That one... Oh, that's for the... No, oh, no, that's a bigger trailer than I thought. That's not the one that wants the generator. Packaged sand. That's a bunch of parts. Beams and rolls. Nope, not that one. We're running low on things. Store stock. He wants a whole bunch of oversized cargo. He wants a couple of boilers. That wants metal rolls. People mover. Pick him up from the rail station. Give him a ride to the hotel. That one's kind of cute, at least. We'll keep that one in mind. Maintenance run. Nope. I'm going to look at every last one of these, aren't I? Toilet troubles in the campground. Don't want to be involved in that one. That would be too easy. So, wait. Oh, really? I get all the way to... Is that the right track? Nope, that's the other one. So, wait. What does this one, the Curtainside Scout Trailer, mean? That one technically I haven't discovered yet. I haven't discovered that one. I haven't discovered that one, so that's why they're gray. I tried to discover that one. I tried to discover it with this truck here, and that one wasn't going to have it. Maybe I do that one. Maybe I do that one next, since I've got the Zix in the neighborhood. That might be kind of entertaining to try out. See how it can do with a river crossing. I've got the snorkel on it, but it's not a really tall snorkel. Well, we'll see how this goes. But yeah, you can't use a Curtainside Scout Trailer for literally anything other than dragging it around and delivering it on a contract, but I don't see the contract in here that it would belong to unless it's one of these that's locked. That's the one that wants the generator. Small pipes, metal rolls. Nope, I don't. I remember thinking, oh, hey, it wants to be delivered over here at some point, so I'm just going to leave it here until I've got the rest of this built. Now the rest of this is built, and I have no idea what it came from. Also of interest value, there used to be 3 of the decorative scout trailers parked over there, the kind that you can't actually hook up and do anything with. They're just there for scenery purposes. I hit 2 of them and knocked them just back through the fence a little bit. And unlike the one in the middle, the other 2 never came back. They're just permanently deleted from the scenery. That's sad. Yes, I think he used every contract provider. I think he may have used every custom cargo available out there. And then he did some nice fun mixing and matching on things. The only outright, I'm going to call it bug, I have found out here. I'm going to call it 2 bugs. There's one bug that there's some of the foliage that when you drive over it, it wants to change the model that it's using to something else, like from read 1 to read 2. But read 2 doesn't exist as far as it knows. So you get the big white on red exclamation point that it draws in, and you can drive through it. It doesn't really impact anything. It just indicates that it wanted to draw something new here, but it can't find the resource. So that comes up a fair bit, and I have a suspicion that it's probably a bug with the actual map editor, not with the way that you drew the map. So I don't count that one against me. But there is one turn that you got to make off of, I believe it's this road back the other direction, where you go off on a much smaller track that runs up into the woods, and there is a literally invisible row of semi-impassable rocks that will damage the living crap out of your truck and then stop it dead cold, but you cannot drive over it. And it's like a mix of invisible stuffs. So you actually have to drive around it, which isn't hard to do, but the first couple of times until you realize it's going on there, you do some pretty serious damage to yourself. But hey, if that's the worst of it, I am impressed as hell with this guy's work. This is way better than some of the other mods that I've tried out. I really wanted to like Krokodilsk more, because I thought it had kind of an innovative tact on the way that it started you with nothing, and you had to pick up an undrivable pickup, the Chevy CK, and then drive it all the way across all 3 maps to deliver it somewhere in order to unlock the garage so you could really get started. But the actual layout of his drives became tedious way too quickly, and I finally just gave up on that one. But it was cool. That one also pissed me off because that's one that he built and deployed for all platforms, including Switch. But it had a serious bug that it would cause the game to crash when you tried to load the 3rd map. And he fixed it and deployed it to everything except the Switch. So I couldn't play it on Switch. That's actually what got me started on doing the mod maps on the Steam Deck. I felt personally slighted by that. So I don't know how many other maps he's actually done. I didn't track him down by user ID to see what else he had. But he had pretty good promise otherwise. Oh, little damage. I'll take it. Do you need to start counting? Yes, start counting to 2 minutes. I will be to the point where I need to cross the water as soon as you get there. Okay, everybody. Time to roll up your windows, and I also recommend lifting your feet up off the floorboards. This might get a little wet. Yeah, my initial thought was, hey, this guy's got pretty decent tires. Let's see if I can get him across the water. And the answer was no. I couldn't even get him all the way into the water. Because he has no wheel drive. Oh, yeah, that's right. I did get him into the water. And as you can tell from the engine damage, it didn't go well. But he's got a lot of extra fuel. And he's not leaking fuel. His engine is damaged so badly that his fuel efficiency is crap. I left him parked here so that someday when I came by with another truck, I'd be able to make sure that it was filled up before going across. It is a really pretty map. There are a couple of spots where the view distance is actually so far, like that mountain you can see grow right over the cab over there. His draw distance is so far out that it kind of gets a little funky with the engine. There are some where you can you're high up enough that you can see down over a near set of hills, and then there's taller hills behind them, and you can see the taller hills draw in, and you can also see what it's weird because it's not fully drawing it. It's kind of like a big lake, or maybe it's some fog, or maybe it's just doing a vague draw on the ground level. It's kind of hard to make out, which is what makes it kind of slightly uncanny valley. But it's just the fact that his map is so big and doesn't have so much crap clustered up real close to you that the game engine doesn't know exactly how to lay it out. But when it is laying it out in the proper locations, it looks really good. God, there is no way. There's no way he's doing this. It's impossible, I say. So I'm going for it. I fully expect to start taking some engine damage. Oh yeah, there it goes. But I know that he'll keep driving. So if I can make it across before the engine is destroyed, that works. Actually, it looks like there's just that one initial dip that was deep enough to put the tiniest bit of damage on. I think I'm good with that. Okay. If you would steer a little bit so as not to get hung up on that tree. Okay, this is going to be the hard part. Now the trees are definitely going to be in the way. And I insisted on pushing forward rather than just backing up and going completely around the tree the other way. Because that is how I felt like rolling. That's okay. I've got a little experience with this now. I had to restart one mission way back in Alaska because I got the cat's back end wrapped around a tree and I could not get the damn thing off. I tried pulling it sideways, I tried going forward, I tried going backwards, and winches going everywhere. It just would not come off of that tree. So I had to restart the mission so that I could start the pull all over. And from that point forward, I started paying closer attention to some of those spots I could manage to get myself stuck in. That's fine that it won't start, because everything on this Kodiak is busted. There we go. Yeah, you're not going to stay stuck on that tree for long, Bubba. Going swimming. Hey, now I'm close enough that I've discovered it. It's even available for purchase, but why would I want that? I'm also going to go review my contracts here. You know what? I'm going to go review my contracts right now. I swear this is one that you were supposed to find and then deliver. No, that one's the yard that's glitched into the lake. I haven't been back to check that one out fully yet. Didn't quite make it. Nope, that was the one that wants the Lodestar. That's back on Pine Valley. Backup power bank. I don't think. Off-road. Nope. I'm gonna try to vet these a little bit by name here first. Is this the freight? Nope. The Freightliner's back over on the other map as well, apparently. Oh, stop it. Oh, hey, look at that. Screw this game, then. Yep, if that was a mission truck, I couldn't sell it, so... Bye-bye, Kodiak. I'm just a hint sad that that actually wasn't a truck that I was supposed to deliver someplace. But at least it's off the overhead map now. Let's see. I got a little more time. Oh, hey, let's do the sightseeing one. What is that? Is that the township people mover? Yeah. Oh, hey, that actually is the group that we're dealing with right now. Next to the global map, let's go see. So the train station is up there. That's oh man, do I have I got a car right there, but I can't control it yet. Damn, that would have been full of entertainment. Who's the closest I've got? Freightliner. Okay, we're doing this one. This is just go pick some people up in your truck and take them someplace else, right? How hard could this be? 2 minutes, Nico. 2 minutes. Small map is after the storm 2. Came out just after Maine. Oh, okay, so it takes place after the same storm. Oh, that's kind of cool. Main Mud Runner did a YouTube YouTube of it? Oh, okay. Two minutes, Nico. Hey, this truck actually has the backup beeper. I don't know why not all trucks in this game have the backup beeper. Because, you know, you'd think that's something that basically all trucks have. I was thinking, you know, unless it's like something super industrial on a construction site that isn't supposed to be road legal, but especially super industrial trucks that aren't, you know, road legal are the ones that need the backup beepers the most. Because those are the ones that kill fellow employees. Okay, look how fast. I've only got 4 gears, but we are going so fast. Don't go down there to that watchtower. That watchtower is more unpleasant than expected to get out from. I do like having a truck with a giant tanker of fuel on the back. It is one of my MOs in these games is to have a fuel truck going rather than just trailers all over, so that should I need to, I can do a quick recover, because my default game is in normal mode. I do have a hard mode game, but I haven't played it in a little while right now. It's not quite as rewarding as I had hoped. It's just, you know, hard. And it's all the way back in Michigan, so having to do Michigan again with underpowered trucks is a little sad too. But yeah, having a truck that I can quickly recover and then send someplace else if I need to is really nice. I've also found that the Paystar, with its ability to load the 3-slot, equivalent of a 3-slot fuel tanker, carries a lot more fuel, and it actually is pretty mobile. So I've been using that one a lot lately. I didn't hear, because this Freightliner was just lying around. So I thought, hey, this makes for really convenient use. Let me go with that. I did start myself with 500K, so I was able to buy a number of trucks to begin with. But especially once you start upgrading all of the free DLC trucks that I allowed to stick around without costing me money, once you upgrade all of those and then you pay for all the upgrades on the other trucks you've purchased, $500,000 actually kind of goes pretty quickly. Then you actually have to start completing missions in order to make more. Or selling trucks back. That's where suddenly scoring that Kodiak and getting to sell it off just bought me a nice little bit of breathing room. Tabbed out. No, this one's a Freightliner. It's a Freightliner, right? Yeah, the Freightliner. Uh-oh, I'm caught in permanent reverse. The one thing I do notice about the way that he made his maps is he has some much steeper than Saber hills. Up until the snow run in Season 10. That hill is actually one of these steep, but most of the rest of them aren't quite, well, this isn't the steepest, but most of them aren't quite so steep that they start screwing with your trucks. This map has a few of them. There's the little feller. Maybe I just didn't activate him. Maybe he just needs, there, now he's discovered. Damn it. So now I could have driven him around. Don't hit him. Okay. Good boy. I'm still going to leave him here, because eventually something's going to want to come back this way. Boom! Stage complete. Now we got to go to the hotel. The hotel, I want to be certain, is actually on the other map, right? People mover. Yes. Okay. Foomp. Just had to be sure those headlights are on, because I don't have beacons on this. Safety is an afterthought today. Oh, okay, we're going a little hard. We're going a little hard. Okay, we're cool, everybody. I wasn't used to going so fast. And this one, I know I will have the mud tires on, so those are not going to do terribly well on the pavement. So I was getting my Tokyo drift on. I have had some spectacular tumbles down the hill when skidding around a paved corner and then just taking off into the wilds below. My absolute best intentional rollover, totally intentional though, was on the aforementioned ski slope in Season 10. There's one of the contests on that first map where you start at the ski lift on the top, and then you have to cut across the top of the hill. You go down half the ski run, but then you make a 90-degree turn onto the trail that then switchbacks up to another run, and then you go down the second run to the finish line at the end. Well, it was my very first run on this. I come down the first run, I am booking it, and then I remember the course takes a 90-degree turn, so I hit the brakes, touch the stick to steer just a little bit, and boom, 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 boom. I land wheels down, pointed exactly at the path, going 90 degrees off that I need to, hit the gas, and I take off right up that thing. I could never again in a million years come even close to duplicating that event, but it was beyond awesome to see it happen. The really bad news is that I didn't get a recording of it. It was one of those that I was doing off stream because I do my contests off stream because those are the ones that induce the most swearing out of me. And I try to limit myself to just 2 shits per stream. There's one. I think it was last week I actually let out a third one because I was getting some serious bullshit from one of the problems in the game. The inability to link up the treasures. There's my 2. I had to squeeze him in here at the end. But yeah, the contests will really drag it out of me because you put that time constraint on what is otherwise, it's really hard to explain. I call it a kind of a zen relaxing game. It is insanely frustrating and everything about it makes you pull your hair out, but it's also really relaxing at the same time because you don't have the time constraint. You know that, hey, I'm going to try something that's kind of risky just because it'll be so cool if I pull it off, and then you screw it up bad, and you've suddenly got 3 trucks upside down and cargo floating down the river. But, oh well, as long as you're not in hard mode. You bring out a 4th truck with a good crane, you remember to put down the damn anchors, and then you just start picking everybody up one at a time. That truck with a good crane, that can be in charge of, following the water downstream until it recovers all of the cargo, stack everybody up, and then you continue on your way. But you put a 2.5-minute timer on that same thing, and I am morally obligated to 100% every map before moving on to the next one, which means I need golds in all of the contests, and that's where the swearing starts to come from. So, yep, it was the second one, and you're not getting the third one out of me today. Sorry about that. Yeah. Yes, I am using a tanker truck as a bus, as it so happens. I don't know how many people I'm moving. It says a group. A group could be 1, I guess. And you know what? Screw the road. I'm going to liven everybody up, and I'm going to bounce this fuel tanker through the grass and mow down some bushes. Hey, look at that. We didn't get any complaints. I guess that means you're the new driver around here. I've driven a bus. I drove it for the Air Force, so at least they were busy ragging on each other instead of me as the driver. And I only did it for summer. I don't think I really need to go back. Other miniature story time. My mom drove a full-size bus. I drove a minibus. My mom drove a full-size bus from Colorado Springs up to one of the mountain gambling towns for 5 years, I think. She did a couple of those years year-round, and then the last couple of years she just did them in the summer during the peak season. But she is a Colorado woman, slop, 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 which is a family joke. You'll get that if you're in my family, which I presume none of you are. Maybe? I don't know. I'm not your dad. Or am I? Let's see. Let me take a quick look. See if there's any. See, this one has content. Oh. This one has some contests that are all based out at taking advantage of Season 7. He built a little racetrack out here, drag strip and a racetrack. I think I have everything open. Most of these you have no hope of completing because there's giant piles of crap sitting in the road that there are missions to remove. I don't think I've done all of those. King Ninja was helping me in multiplayer. He was cleaning up some of those, but I think he only got partway done. Happened in Michigan with me. Tip the Kenny off the rock path in Smithville, north of the South Gateway. Then the Tegas, you tried to drag it out. Then the 7... Oh, yeah, exactly. My record is 3 upside down and a 4th one to come rescue us. Well, yeah, see? It only took 2 minutes. That one actually may have only taken 2 minutes. We're here. We're done. This is one of those that I still need to go back off stream and figure out what the hell is going on. This Yar sitting out. Well, let me take it now. It started in the lake, and I tried dragging it one way, and it's got one of its front wheels. I swear to you, it's one of those cases where it's kind of glitched into the rock. So, in the same way that the gravity emulation won't pull it through the rock into the ground, is because the rock surface and the tire surface have a collider, so it won't go through. I think the front tire is actually stuck underneath the surface of the rock, so it won't come up. Because I've tried pulling it forward, backward, and sideways, up here toward the land where you can actually get to. I haven't tried putting a boat out in the lake and dragging it farther out into the lake, but I can't drag it anywhere, even with the Zix, with the best grip I've got. The only other thing I can think of to try, just in case, the wheel is sitting inside a trio of those root balls that don't let anything move, getting in there with a giant crane, the new one from season 10, and trying to lift it straight up out of the water. But otherwise, I can't make it move, which is frustrating as hell. Don't forget, and this is not Lone Jedi. Where's my phone? Where's my phone? We're going to take a quick look. I believe... So they all went out. The county group that she's working with, they were going to have a meeting with lunch provided out at a volunteer site, and then those who wanted to, which means everybody, was going to stay and do a couple of hours of volunteer work. So I think that was supposed to go until probably maybe about 4, unless it goes longer. Which is why I'm now checking my messages just to see if she's checked in here. Nope, it looks like it may actually still be going. And so when she leaves there, that's when she is going to send me a notification of some sort. And then I can start making plans to go meet her somewhere up on this side of the West Hills. Ooh, this is probably cold now, but I'm going to do a quick mini hydration. Hashtag still not sponsored. Hashtag still wouldn't mind. For the record, any other coffee company wants to sponsor me, I'm good with that too. If you don't require exclusivity, I will sling coffee for anybody. I might be able to change my mind about that later. We'll see. I mean, if I'm okay with Starbucks, who am I not okay with? Oh, hey there, I actually got it to do the... Momentarily, I got it to do the zoom. If I lean my fat gut up against the screen, it recognizes that. Maybe if it's double? Yeah, there we go. If I double tap, then I have a limited range of motion here. That definitely makes it easier to read. Okay, I got to remember that. It's a double tap. I think on the Switch, you just tap and hold. But here on the deck, you can double tap. Yes, my cup was a Starbucks. I was on a race to get back home from dropping Mrs. Jedi off. I actually got in my seat on Butter Couch here with 7 minutes to get everything prepped. It would have been 10 minutes, but I decided I need to stop and pick up some hot coffee. It was hot at the time. Now it's lukewarm coffee, but that's okay. It's got a little bit of the sugar-free vanilla in it, so it tastes delightful for a getting cold coffee. But it doesn't have any of the extra sugar crap in there because I really don't need that. And I knew there was no point getting it frozen because that never lasts. But yeah, I haven't been contacted, so I have a little bit extra time here. Let me see. Oh, you know what would be good? What would be good? This one is just, hey, you know what? Go find the old mine. I'm going to go do that. Because what I could do is pop over to this other map. And I have a Tuz just sitting over here waiting for me to do this. So it's at the end of that road, which kind of goes this way. Clearly, I also have a couple. Wow, I've got several more watchtowers to get to, including this one that's just been sitting right here in the front waiting on me. The Tuz has all-wheel drive. Maybe I can go. We're going to try this out. We're going to give this one a shot. I can't remember where I saw the pic, but it was some Canadian competition. And the competitor, was sponsored by Black Rifle. Oh, that would be so good. I need me a Timmy Hortons sponsorship. Hey, do I actually have? Oh, yeah, how rarely I drive this one. All-wheel, okay, in this case it's definitely four-wheel, and diff lock are permanently on this one. Oh, excellent. There's a very small chance then that this might do what I want it to. So now is that road with a lot of rocks, or is that river? Because I'm thinking one of those would be super convenient to come down. One of those would be super not convenient to come down. What's this? Oh, I haven't been over it. Oh, man. All of a sudden, I'm seeing all this stuff that I haven't seen before because I have totally ignored this quadrant of this map. Headlights? Yes. Hink. That's a terrible horn. I don't like that horn. Thanks for the coffee reminder. I need to use those coffee grounds after work for some cold brew. Oh, cold brew. Now you're talking my language. I had actually not... I'd never had cold brew until moving to the Portland area here. And now it is half my lifestyle. Now, okay, it's less than half my lifestyle because I don't actually have it all that often. But it is fully worthy of happening. Love me a good cold brew. I sure do hope this has an autonomous winch already mounted on it. That is the downside to the scouting here. One thing that I hope they tweak the engine in Expeditions just a little bit to make some of these scouts a little less bouncy and a little less tippy. Because these definitely have the tendency to go badly. Okay, looks like this actually is intentionally a road. Let me come down here. Oop, get my four-wheel on. Give it a little gas. We actually want to kind of jump that one a little bit. Ooh, hot coffee. That was banned. I had that. I had an Xbox version of that game that didn't have hot coffee in it. But I ended up buying the PC version. It was while the kerfuffle was happening, but apparently I timed it just wrong, so I got the post-patch version. I actually wanted to buy the version that had like the rated X or NC-17 or whatever the rating of Doom was, just so I could actually have a game that had that on there. But I don't know where that was actually purchasable from. I know it existed, but big surprise, the Media Play, I think, is where I ended up buying mine from. They didn't carry the rated X version of it. So I thought, well, I'll take a gamble. This might be the pre-patch version that they didn't get around to pulling off the shelves, or, as it turns out, I'll get the patch version. Do I really care about the stupid hot coffee thing? No, it was dumb anyway. You know what? I don't want to winch that side. I want to winch over here. You kill me, selector thing. There. Oh, okay. Well, I guess we're about to find out. Damn it. It doesn't! It also shattered its engine. Typical SnowRunner fashion, I'm that close to my target. After working my way down through everything else. Oh, that was actually that was a taller drop than I thought it was. Well, I only feel a tiny bit better than son of a you know what. Oh, I do have. Oh, okay. Those are the two trucks I've been using. I've got this stupid truck that was also stuck in the water, but I managed to finally get it loose. There's my Paystar. Oh, wait. There's the Yar. I keep doing everything so badly here. But that's, I guess, what makes it fun. We are going to take that up to the top of the hill. This is one of those crazy, stupid, steep hills that I actually managed to roll the Mastodon on. We're going to see if we can get down the hill that way. Oops, oh crap. I need to go back. Yar. We're a little low on fuel. Let's see if we got any up here. Oh, yes. We have a full roof rack. We're good to go. Hey, well, thanks for dropping by, Miss Moon. I do hope that you are doing better. Keeping an eye on the Discord for whenever you're ready to crank up again. And I am also good for the Age of Wonders tournament once you are back up and running, so that you have someone to play online that you're not related to, whose ass you can kick in a game without even really having to try. That'll be good fun. So you enjoy your evening. Hey, I'm glad I was actually able to get on a little early so you didn't have to stay up till 3 a.m. again. Super appreciate that. I enjoyed my anniversary stream. That was a lot of fun. Look at this Yar fly. Didn't even have all-wheel drive engaged and we're cooking. You don't need it. We'll leave it off. The Plinko King is ready to ride again. I almost considered hooking up Plinko just for the anniversary stream, kind of as a one-time deal. But it was going to take a little too much effort. I found a couple of other things I got running instead that I felt a little more accomplished by. I'm actually going to slow down a little bit and think about not rolling. I'm not going to think super hard about it, but apparently just hard enough that I didn't roll, so yay me! I learned an important life lesson with the twos. The life lesson being that sometimes you get screwed out of the winch you want. Now I'm back to the mission I had actually originally started on. I suffer so badly from Zelda syndrome in this game. Because I am going to go do this one thing, and oh my god, there's a shiny thing sitting right over there. I have to go do that instead. Hang on. The camber on this road is nuts. It makes it so easy to roll even the most unrollable vehicle, and the Yar by no means is an unrollable vehicle. So I'm going to try to be a little careful about it. But I rolled the Mastodon twice on this hill from some deceptively deep holes along the side. I did find that sticking to the grass over here actually helps a lot in a lot of these cases. Yeah, man, look at this. Look at this thing struggle. Yes, definitely woo shiny. Especially in the early going, you say, "Oh, hey, look, I need access to this warehouse or something over here because like the lumber mill. I know I need planks, and I don't see them anywhere else. I'm in normal mode, so I highlight the planks and I hit the button so it'll take me to where they come from, and it's not taking me anywhere. So it's got to be this lumber mill. And oh, hey, here we go. There's a contract for building the lumber mill. Obviously, that's what I need. That's got to be my next step. I'm going to start driving that way. And, oh my God, look, there's a watchtower. Let me go open the watchtower real quick. It's not far off the road. This will be quick and easy. It unlocked an upgrade. It's on the other side of the lake, but yeah, I'll just drive around the lake real quick. Let me go get that. This just gave me the upgrade for the other truck that I found a minute ago, and now I can do this other thing. Okay, let me go back to the garage. Let me go get that truck equipped. And, 4 days later, I'm finally getting back to the thing that I'd started on. Now, I'm setting a brake, because I want to get a look down here. My very first thought is, I could probably just tumble straight down this hill, and I've got an auto winch on this one. I could turn myself upright, but tumbling down this hill turns into tumbling across this road, and then tumbling into this lake, and then things become a problem, unless I stay in range of that tree. So, we are going to play things just a tiny bit safe. I promise you, not too safe. But that looks like it might be slightly more reasonable. And now is where I back up and proceed to roll myself down this hill. In fact, I'm already worried about getting down there, so I'm going to stay on the grass. I'm going to go low. I already like the look of this passage much better. There is a lean that happens if I stay to the right of this tree, but I might be able to squeeze through here. Oh, no, we had the impossible branches, but I managed to just squeeze by them. Go over here. I think these will squish down in front of me. Ooh, boy, you're thinking about it, aren't you? You know what? I am gonna... Oh, yeah, that's gonna think about it. I'm gonna stay real close to that tree to try to keep ourselves upright. I'm also gonna stay in auto so I have quick access to reverse. Oh, saved it. I had to turn downhill into the tree. But I saved it. I don't really object to trying to go straight on down from this point. I don't need to go straight for the marker over there. But I'm a little worried about getting around this big tree because I think there's a smaller tree just in its shadow. Nope, we're good. We're all good here, everybody. Woo! I tell you what, I feel a little more accomplished over that than anything else I've managed to pull off here. Oh, hey, the mine's closed. Nice to see you found the place. You could definitely use your help if you're up to it. Accept that. I'm going to stop the engine. I'm going to go take a quick look. No, it doesn't say mining on it. That one says mining. Now I've unlocked... Oh, just one at a time. Deliver 2 large containers over to here. Look, that can't possibly be difficult because it's right at the end of this major road. Oh, except that I am nose up to a closed gate unless it just got rid of it. No. Does the gate open? Oh, the gate can be run over. I was thinking, wow, that's so easy to just get something out here, but wait a second, if you can't get through the road because it's got that big gate across it, then how do you get around the water up here? This is a trick question. You just mow down the gate like you're a snow runner. I was going to take a quick peek just to see if there's anything else out here that I can get access to. All these abandoned looking buildings. See if you can steal their materials. Doesn't look like it. Oh, there's an old tractor. I see one building hanging out back over here. I'm going to drive to it in reverse because I don't want to do anything too quickly. There's a pile of scrap. That actually looks like old-timey mining material. Oh, hey, and it's the actual mine. Sweet. Yeah, what could possibly go wrong? I've already missed you, but hey, thanks for dropping in, XC. I'm going to take a check on a couple of things, see how we're going, see if I have received a message yet. Either I will wrap it up here, or I will make a check to see if there is one other little thing I can work on. Okay, that's not from her, so let's take a quick peek. He wants one oversized cargo. Right there. Where does the oversized cargo come from? Over here at the rail yard. Okay. This is the orientation that I'm used to looking at this map in. Oh, there happens to be an oversized cargo right there, but I bet it's destined for something else. Oversized cargo is 4 slots. I had a 4-slot trailer over here. Oh, hey, look at that. There's an extra step deck sitting right there. Oh, that provides refueling services. Okay, I think you won me over. We're going to accept that one. I'm going to warn you now, Nico, there is a chance this might take more than 2 minutes. Probably not much more, though. Probably not more than like 3. Pretty sure. The Voron is a good choice for this. I'm going to buzz this over to the trailer store. I'm going to drop it off there. If I need to use it again, and there are going to be other tasks that are going to need long logs, so I'm not going to sell it, but I am going to leave it over at this trailer store because that's closer to the other map, which is where all of the long logs live. So this will get me started that direction with it. And then I will pop over to the garage. Actually, I'll just drop it off in the little cutoff point right there, but I may need to drive through that cutoff point. So if I could just not crash into this tree, I'm going to leave this trailer right here. Oh, I'm going to leave this trailer right here. There it goes. Cover. We are going to swap out the log carrier for the low saddle. I'm going to put a crane on there just in case. I need beacons. I need headlights. I hear 2 minutes, and I know that's how long it'll take. Truth in Advertising. That's my middle name. It's a very long middle name, but it is hyphenated, so it only counts as one. And now I'm pretty sure that trailer was actually sitting there for free at the trailer store, so let me buzz over here. Yeah, I see trailers hiding out back there. I'm going to crash through this fence because screw this fence. Oh, hey, look at that. Okay, this one is definitely a mission trailer. That one isn't good for anything else. I might be able to pick up some quick XP by discovering these. There you go. 30 XP for that one. I presume 30 XP for this one, but I'm also going to use this one. There you go. Let's go get us some big fat cargo, boys. Some big fat cargo, comma, boys. We don't need cargo boys because I don't even know what those are. since this will take exactly 2 minutes and not a moment more, which means that we'll probably then wrap up about 4. That will be a good wrapping up point. Because at that point, I might get my notification at any second that I need to go hit the real road. So, you know, this one might be 2 minutes to get up to the cargo and then 2 minutes to get to the drop-off. That might be how this goes. Unfortunately, my fuel mule has now moved to the other mount. It's hanging out at the hotel. I bet it's getting them hotel waffles without me. Oh, I love me a good hotel waffle. One of my former clients that worked in the big downtown building, Big Pink, that I actually got deployed to on 3 different 1-year contracts, each a year apart. So I spent a third of my tenure with my last employer working for this one client. They did a buffet breakfast on Tuesday mornings and then a buffet lunch on Thursday afternoons as a company perk. It was so awesome. They always had one meaty option, one vegan option, and then one kind of somewhere in between, depending on who was ordering and what they felt like that week. So you could always manage to get some sort of an egg dish, with one exception. On Waffle Tuesdays, which they typically happened about once a month, so every 4 breakfasts, they would bring in this battery of your hotel waffle griddle, the no-brainer kind where you close the lid, flip it over, and it's got the 2.5 minute timer. They would bring those bad boys in, and those were the best day for breakfast. If anyone knew that was what was actually coming up, all of a sudden that day everyone got to work early, and I guarantee you that's why they did this free breakfast at least once a week. Oh man, I love me a nice crispy hotel waffle. Just trying to use a boring old home waffle maker, it doesn't quite cut it. Unless you're like me and you've got a Snoopy one and a Millennium Falcon one, and then, you know, of course those are cool in their own right, but still, they're not the crispy that you really need. Yeah, those waffle cookers are awesome. Especially when you manage to get behind someone at a hotel who apparently it's the first time they've ever seen one and they don't understand how they work. And so you get to give them the tutorial, and then they scoff at you like you've insulted their intelligence, even though they're the ones that couldn't figure out how it worked. My favorite are the people that close the lid and then walk away. So it keeps beeping. It does keep cooking because they stay hot, but it keeps beeping the whole time, and it doesn't run the timer. So apparently they're the geniuses that have it in their head exactly how long it will be, and they intentionally leave earshot because the thing is so annoying. You know, it's like setting an alarm for way before you need to get up just so you can wake up, turn it off, and then go back to sleep again. And then when they come back, it's either still raw or it's charcoaled, either way. And then you tell them, like, you know, if you flipped it over, it would have done at least the timer for you, and then they get mad at you. I've been in a few hotels in my day, is what I'm saying. You insult their intelligence after they've looked at it for 3 minutes, longer than 3 minutes. And yes, that's also the absolute truth. You do have everything else from your breakfast already plated up and waiting to go. You know, boy, I sure hope I'm going to enjoy my cold eggs and unmelted cheese when you get around to being done screwing with your stupid waffle experiment. Oversized. Okay, it says oversized cargo in the corner. It says oversized cargo on the loading cargo screen, and it says trailer. This is where I always screw myself up. I put regular cargo on the loading dock, although usually it's when I have a truck that doesn't have the crane even. And then I have to beat my head on the table at having so massively screwed everything up. But today, I am on top of things. I am going to set the brake real quick so that I can start laying out my return path. I think I want to follow the road down here. I'm going to put eyes on that oversized cargo because I know it has a destination around here somewhere, but I haven't actually looked at that mission yet. And then some of this road, especially this water crossing, is going to be a little sketchy, but I believe I've got everything upgraded enough on this Voron to make it over there. So we're going to give this a shot. Let me double check. Yeah, headlights are good. Horn works. Beacons are already on. We are good for transport. If I manage to rock and stone just a little too much, I do have the crane available for putting it back on the trailer. The crane is short enough that I will have to detach the trailer in order to position the oversized cargo container just right. But you know, at that point, what's an extra 2 minutes if you got to disconnect to do it? I learned my lesson last time. I'm going to feather the brakes down this hill a little bit. Now they're over feathered. There we go. Horn's good. It's going to come. Every time I blow the horn and you see the birds fly, I remember that in Mud Runner there was an achievement for discovering that your horn did that and disturbing like 5 flocks of birds. I was disappointed that achievement didn't carry over here to SnowRunner. And my first thought was, man, I'm really disappointed that they didn't do achievements in SnowRunner. But oh yeah, it occurs to me they did do them in SnowRunner. But they didn't add any more beyond the base game, so I finished all of those achievements over a year ago. So I've already forgotten that they even existed. I would like them, they're not going to at this point, but I would like them to add more achievements onto the list. Just to give me more extra dumb things to do. I think the one I had the most fun with was drown a vehicle and then recover it out of a lake with a crane and then drive it to a shop to get it repaired. Just because it was ultra detailed, really not hard to do, but something that I wouldn't, if I was just sitting around bored wondering, hey, what else can I do to entertain myself with this game? It's probably not something I would have thought of. There was one for managing to blow out all 4 tires on a vehicle, or all of your tires on a vehicle together, which as it turns out was actually really difficult to do. Getting 2 at a time was easy. Then turning around and getting a 3rd one to go wasn't too hard. But getting the 4th one on just a 4-tired vehicle was remarkably difficult. I think it's because it was hard to get up enough speed once you were down 3/4 of your tires to actually go fast enough to blow out your 4th. So I ended up, since I had the crane out working on some of those other achievements anyway, I would blow out the first couple on a scout vehicle, and then I would use the crane to pick up my scout as high as it would go and then drop it on whichever tire or tires needed to be blown out. And then I would just pick it up and drop it over and over and over again until I finally got them all to blow. Because just driving into guardrails is the best way to blow out a tire on your own. But I couldn't get going fast enough, I'm guessing, to get that 4th one to go. There are enough rocks here. I think I'm getting myself a little hung up on this. We're gonna winch a little bit. I don't think this is going to be problematic for the whole drive. Oh, hey, it will also probably help if I remember to finally get around to going into all-wheel and turn on the diff locker, and then it pulls right out. Yep. That's okay. Oops. Oh god, I have switch on the brain. I'm hitting all of my A, B, and X, Y buttons backwards. Okay, there we go. Diff lock off. All-wheel on. That should be all I need at the moment. Yeah, oop, physics just engaged for that piece of cargo. It was a rockin', so I'm not going to come a knockin', but I'm going to push it a little off the trail. I'll be back for you later. Ooh, we got a little mud. Mud makes me nervous. Even in this truck. Go. Let's get the Diff lock. Yeah, okay, we're going. We're not going great, but we're going. Birds are not real. Oh, hey, we managed to get an auto mod. Hang on. This is... LMAO is a forbidden word? It was called swearing. Is that because the A stands for ass? I'm so sorry I missed this in time to approve it. Because, it was a recognition of the waffle experiment, even. Damn it. Yep, LMAO was deemed swearing. How dare you sully my stream with your filth. Where's Tonka Tough? Tonka is the one who can manage to get himself auto-modded within his first 3 posts. And he honestly doesn't even try. And it's always weird, questionable stuff like that. I think a lot of times it kind of revolves around making fun of the game character, whatever happens to be going on at the time. And so you'll make some sort of reference about how dumb they are. And the auto-mod filter latches onto it as bullying, I think, is what its criteria actually ends up being built off of. So it shuts a lot of things down that, within context, don't seem to make the slightest bit of sense, but if you were to be using them in a completely different context, you can sometimes go, oh, okay, I guess I kind of get it. LMAO? No, not that one. That one I've got no explanation. Because you can type ass without a problem. I don't even count ass against my 2 swears per stream limit. And I only count minor swears. Because, although I won't prohibit guests from dropping F-bombs, I don't myself, just because I've got some friends whose kids watch. And I don't want to have to explain to those friends why I am a filthy potty mouth. Urgent Sandwich and Nico, on the other hand, they're just raunchy. This isn't doing too bad. Yep, there you go. Ass comes right through. No problem. But you abbreviate it to A and it freaks out. Oops, there was a winch point that just disappeared. Fortunately, it's not one we wanted. So we can keep going. Yeah, I've definitely got the right tires for this. I've got the all-wheel and I got the diff lock. But I don't have the better transmission, or more importantly, the better engine unlocked for it. It does look like it's actually got a high suspension, but that might also be stock on this Voron since it is an off-road truck. So it could do a little bit better on this drive, but I think it's doing pretty admirably as is. I don't mind busting out the winch every so often to help it. Also, this map definitely has some weirdly complex terrains to drive over, even when they're not just because they're steep, but because they're so crazy bumpy. And this one is both bumpy and has a big rock that I'm just sitting on top of now, so I'm also not too upset with this at the moment, as long as I can get pulled off of the giant rock. Keep going. There we go. I think that's clear. How far? 134. I assume, since I've left my game in metric, that number up there is meters. So I'm guessing it's 121 meters to the target. I don't know if it changes it to yards if you go imperial. Is that what we call our dumbass American system? I don't know. I am fully pro metric. I couldn't convert. Yeah, a meter is a yard, and that's close enough. That's about the best I'm going to do in quick calculations. I know how to do the math to get between Celsius and Fahrenheit, but I am very rarely going to actually bother doing it. I know that minus 41, it doesn't matter, because those are the same on both scales. But yeah, when I say, man, it is 106 degrees here today, which it isn't, but it was earlier this month. No, last month, because now it's September. When I say, oh man, it was 106, and someone who doesn't care about metrics says, well, how hot is that in real measurement? My answer is always, I don't know, 106, probably. Fahrenheit, Celsius, whatever. 106 is hot, so. If you want math, you got access to the internet. Don't ask me to do it. I'm not your math mom. Oop, I got the brake on. That's not going to work. Maybe if I just go into the low. No, my problem is that the trailer is dragging. All I want to do is get a hold of that tree that's very definitely within range, but there's so much of that little junk sitting around it that I can't tell which dot is the good one and which are the junk ones, so I keep grabbing junk ones. So instead, let's just see if we can get the trailer. I just want to pivot that back end a little bit. I want to let the trailer do the winching. Maybe that was asking too much of it. Or maybe the trailer is caught. Where's your stubby legs? Yeah, that might be stubby legs right up front. I do hate me some stupid stubby legs. Let's try going a little closer to the tree then. I want to get the rear wheels a little farther off the trail, but I don't want to push the front end up into that tree. Maybe if I go all the way from the back end, let me grab this full rightmost dot because I think that's a real tree. Yeah, that's the one we needed. There you go. Thank you, Squire. See, that's what I love about this game. That's the frustrating, occasionally hair-pulling, without actually having to roll your truck to make it happen part. But I'm not on a time limit, so I can sit back a little bit, survey my area, back up a little bit to get a better angle on something else, and then just try winching from a different location off the truck, and boom! I have solved a problem, and I feel like a genius, even if it took me longer than it probably really needed to. Put that 2.5 minute timer on there. You get stuck like that, and all you can think is, oh my god! I've only got 15 seconds of leeway, and it's going to take me 45 just to get backed up to where I can try again. And then it stops being frustrating fun, and it's just potty mouth fun. Which is a kind of fun. Damn it. Now it's busy catching the twigs instead of the actual trees again. 2 minutes, Nico. It's all I need. It's all I ask from you. 2 minutes and I will manage to get myself unstuck. There we go. Nope. And we went again. This time, let's see about winching the other side of the truck. Where's the dot? Please? There it is. Oh no, too far. There we go. That was helping? Yeah, okay, it's still helping. Now I got this giant rock in the rut I gotta get around with the front. That should do it. Keep her going. Let me get the diff lock back on here. Just in case I'm getting a little spin in the loose dirt in the track. I think there's a little loose dirt / mud all over the place on this thing. Yeah, man, this dude loves his steep hills. Keep pulling it. Don't pull it so far off to the side that you run into roll problems, though. Okay, I'm gonna pull back out into the track here. Cross over this other side. My goal is to not roll down either side of the hill. But I'm a little more worried about rolling down the left side than I am the right side. I think we've now hit the point where it is so steep that it's going to need just a little help. There we go. It didn't need a ton. I bet it needed a little, and it's probably going to need a little a couple more times. Oh my god, the auto winch actually attached to something useful. Let go so I don't get hung up on the medium-sized rock there. Keep her going. And when I hit the crest on this hill, I suspect the trailer's going to bottom out on that again, too. There's a nice, solid yet dead tree on the left I think I can latch onto. Yep, and it's pretty much exactly where I had expected it to. Remember, I don't want you to tip sideways. I just want you to come over the hill. Now we're going to do it on the other side of the trail. Oops. You got to remember to steer backwards when I'm facing it in reverse. I am just a touch nervous. Sitting down deep in a little pit like that, but I'm going to turn uphill hard. There we go. That was... Ooh, much like this. It's a tip concern. No! Oh, God, I got attached. Damn it. The auto winch attached to something, but I have no idea what it was. Am I still running? No. Why? What is? How is the winch attached where to what? So am I? Is it a bug that I actually have the? Oh God! It rolled it all the way down that. Well, halfway down the hill too. This is just perfect. You know what? This is my best shot. Oh. It's upright. It's upright enough that it runs. Okay, everyone be cool. I'm trying to find a way to actually make this work. Oh, there's a solid tree up the hill. Keep pulling. Oh, I'm pushing... I was pushing the wrong button. That's why it wasn't actually lifting me. I got one more shot here. Oh, it won't give me access to... It won't give me access to the winch point on the bottom. But I do have access to the crane. Don't know how well this might work. Lying this hard on the ground, but we're gonna try it out. So I could tuck that under. Oh, I actually think I over tucked. Here we go. Nope. Go back a little bit. Nope, back. There you go. Push, baby, push. Oh my God. This is some pro level recovery. This is a total accidental recovery. If I manage to pull myself back up onto the road, that's probably where I'm going to end up running out of time here today. But oh crap! It disconnected the winch. Hang on. I need to re-winch to that good spot up on the hill there. But that level of recovery is kind of stunning. It may just be the fact that it's pulling from the trailer instead of the body that might be giving me the issue. Let's try this. Well, I've got a decent winch on here. It should be able to lift me. Oh, baby, baby. Set the brake. Let me get the trailer on up. See, that spot that made me nervous because of the whole tipping thing, that was the spot. It got the trailer rather than the truck. Really bad news is I can't imagine that that's going to be within range of the crane. This is a really dumb angle to try this on, but I'm going to at least see if it'll reach it. If I backed the cab up to the middle of where the trailer lives, I might be able to. Let's see. Let me make sure I'm stabilized. We are going to go ahead. We're going to get this trailer up here and out of the way. Hey, look at that. Without all the heavy cargo on it, the trailer actually comes up over some of these hills. All of a sudden, accidentally putting that crane on at one point might actually pay off here. This is going to be one of those branches that just won't let me go by. Take a couple of passes of getting past this stupid thing. There you go. Don't take the trailer with you. We don't need it yet. Oh, get up out of the rut. Turn your wheels. There you go. Like I said, Nico, shouldn't take any longer than about 2 minutes. Oh! Oh, God. I had my wheels turned the opposite to the direction I thought I was turning them. So all of a sudden I'm taking the worst possible way down here. Because again, that is how I roll. There we go. That's what I want to do. I'm going to get pointed a little more straight down this hill. Oop, no, I don't need YDX. Let's see if I can grab this cargo. Oh! Let me make sure that I'm pushing the right button. Is it this one? Yeah, it's that one. Okay. I did just receive... My watch just buzzed me to let me know that I've got a message incoming. I think this cargo will actually magically phase right through that tree. Yes. Oh, you gorgeous freak. Now, I may not be able to actually drive out of this. We're gonna see if I get it nice and low here. You want to just power through that tree. Spinning. Wait, we're caught in a weird spin, and I can't actually get good eyes on you here. Go down! Go any direction except this weird straight up in the air spinning nonsense. This is not what I want. There we go. There we go. We finally got it ungoobered or whatever the hell was going on with it. Oh, baby. Now for the really hard part. Making sure that I can actually get my saddle back underneath there. Stay nice and low gear. Okay, I can. Will you attach? Yes! Pack up. It's like nothing happened. Like absolutely nothing happened. Except I need to be in a forward gear. I've strategically not looked at my message yet. I'm also not looking at chat. Hey, there you go.
For rock and stone!
For rock and stone! Is there a hydrate? I think there's a hydrate in there too. Hang on. Let me get you parked up right here. I'm going to put out the anchor. I'm going to stop the engine right here. Here's the important part. Hey, I've actually managed to drink more than half my coffee. That's pretty good for me. And let's see. Oh, okay. This is a Mrs. Jedi message. Everyone hang on to your butts. That's a command, by the way, down there. Speaking of saddles, I saw a pic today of a girl riding a Harley. Her shirt said, "You would be allowed to if I was riding you." While filthy, it's not swearing, so I could still say it, so congratulations. Oh, okay. I thought, what is this message? That is a message from one of my sisters that is now a week and a half old, so I don't know why my phone went there first. Getting ready to head to Beaverton. Okay, they are on their way to Beaverton. So I've got probably just enough time to go ahead and get everything here shut down.
Hold on to your butt.
There you go. You found it, Nico. Thank you very much. Let me take a quick look at the map here. I got to come down the hill, across the river, and then over to the livery. You know what? Oh, man. I don't know if I want to risk being late for this pickup, but also I've put out so much pained effort into trying to get this thing to actually work. I'm just going to drive a little bit. This probably won't take more than 2 minutes to get to the final spot now that I've pulled the hill. Because I instantly managed to get high centered. Okay, we're going total speed around here to see if we can get this to kind of go where we want it to, where we need it to, where we anything. Okay, oh man. Compared to the last couple hundred yards, we are speedrunning now. It would be a tremendous pride boost if I actually got 3 contracts. Actually, it's even more than that because I did the drive people around stuff. I am going to consider this a personal challenge to actually get this mission done. While Mrs. Jedi's ride has now departed the original drop-off zone, they do have to fight their way through rush hour traffic to get back up. Probably through the tunnel the way that they're going, which means they've got a bridge and a tunnel to have to deal with. So I've got a little bit of extra time. Keeping my very close eye on the angle of that trailer here. We're stuck on a lot of things right there. Even the trailer is churning up dirt, you know? I've got 98 liters left to get me there. If I run out of diesel, then stream is over. Which probably means if I roll this trailer again, that will probably be the end, and I'll have to pick it up next time. So far, we're upright. Kind of. Most of the time. Okay. We're good. Everything's good here. Everything is good, people. I don't know what you're worried about. Downshift. I have a Brindle to go through. Ooh. Only 2 minutes. My sister is a week and a half old. Yeah, no. She'd probably be happy to hear that. That tunnel is your favorite tunnel. One side's trees and the other side's Portland. Well, yeah, actually that is true. It's also the weirdest thing because it's a tunnel that's long enough and bendy in the middle that you can't see from one end to the other. But it's one of the few tunnels where I get satellite reception for the radio all the way through the tunnel. Never had the slightest break in coverage. And yet sometimes you can drive under an underpass and it will lose reception. But that entire length of the tunnel, keep getting radio all the way through. It's a weird beast. I don't know if they've actually installed repeaters in there. That would seem really weird. You'd think SiriusXM would probably have to start shelling out some money to get highway repeaters installed on things. Okay, we're up to the river crossing. There's the drop-off point just over there. We're definitely going to run into this quick issue. Come on, SnowRunner, don't make me look bad. Everyone's staring at me. Yep, okay, I got it that far. Oh no, that winch point isn't far enough ahead yet. But here's another tree I can connect to. Oh, that has the back and forth jerk like it's got a root ball caught. I hate those stupid roots. This map has some, but they went a little overboard with them on season 10, I think. This is a little deep. I've been through here before. I don't remember it being quite this deep. Although there, it's already not as deep. Okay. I'm in churn and burn mode. That's what I need. I think I'm far enough. Yeah, I'm far enough across that I can grab a hold of that super stump there if I need to, or the tree on the other side. I'm kind of making it, but let's make it just a little easier. Because I am low on fuel. I will 100% pretend to throw this Steam Deck out the window if I run out of fuel 30 yards short. Standard SnowRunner fashion. Okay, we're still kind of pulling it. Now, no matter what I do, it's going to winch to the plant that it's already pulled out of the ground. It's going to ignore the fact that it knows it's already pulled out of the ground, and it's just going to keep winching there over and over and over again. Let me guess, the stupid trailer's hung up. I don't know what the trailer's hung up on, but it is hung up on it. Come on, give us that nice big pull from the back end. Ooh, ooh, okay, there we go. Needed to get one of those wheels up onto that big rock. So perfectly spaced, so now it has to do the second one. Damn it. There we go. So I have no idea where the winching target is when it's off screen like that. Let me see, instead of trying to pull up over the rock, let's see if we can just pull it out away from the rock. Hey, that worked way easier. Okay, ooh, 52 liters. The gauge is in red. I can see the building where we're going to drop off. This miserable piece of crap is going to run me out of fuel. Seconds shy. We're making a good churn through the mud here. Get out of the mud, I can come out of crawler mode, and we can pick up a little speed, get a little better fuel economy. Those back wheels out, and we're going to give it a shot. Okay, we're moving. 45 liters. Oh god, it's just around the corner. I'm going to bite my lip really hard because I've heard that helps. Oh crap, I gotta climb the hill. I'm done with you and your hills. Son of a... Should be right next to the blue there. We just have to get turned. Oh, there's the drop-off point. It's right there. It's just right there. I don't mind a little jackknife here. 35 liters. Oh my god, I think I might make it. As long as I don't get totally screwed by this tree. No one said I couldn't have a scrape on the trailer side. Is this... Oh, okay, no, wait, that's where you get the contract that leads you to here. Why did it not trigger? There it is! For Carl. by the way, don't forget to fill up your fuel tank before you go, except this gas station charges. Actually, I can leave that attached. I'm going to turn that off. What a beautiful point to wrap all of this up and still maybe get over to where I need to in order to pick Mrs. Jedi up in time. Hopefully, I'm going to keep my fingers crossed. Let me take a quick peek at who else is actually streaming right now. Normally, because I was doing early, I would actually raid into the Sirenscape folks, pay them back for all the raids coming my way, but they actually did not stream today because of logistics issues. So let me take a quick look, see who else is going. I'm going to put these glasses on so I can actually read. Oh boy, we're running low. Ooh. Hey, there you go. That's what we need to do. I was talking about Tonka earlier and his amazing ability to get automodded within his first three posts at any given point. It looks like he's playing a little, I'm going to guess that's Valheim right now. It's not exactly SnowRunner, but, you know, it's fun. So I'm going to throw you to the bye-bye screen. I'm going to play you a little crappy music from Pretzel. Thank you, everybody, for coming. I'm going to be back next Wednesday with some more SnowRunner. Saturday, I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I got a bunch of choices to go through, but I should actually be on, so I'm going to hold my breath for that. But let me get the music running, and I'll see you all next time. Thanks. Bye.